stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson. Good morning. Welcome to the show. It is Tuesday again. You can get involved by calling 888-7753-773. 888-77-JESSE. JESSE. Jesse, I think I have a biblical question, but I'm working on it. It might be a doozy, too. That's why I didn't want to rush into it. It might be a doozy. Amazing. We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on JesseLeePeterson.com/show. JesseLeePeterson.com/show. And if you are busy and you're not able to sit and watch the show as it is happening, you can listen on the listen line on your iPhone or iPad by calling 641-793-1500. That's 641-793-1500. And don't forget to support us on rebuildingtheman.com. Rebuildingtheman.com. And to donate to have your super chats read out loud, go to buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk. Buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk. A bond JLP Cash App. A bond JLP Cash App. Amazing. It's Tuesday, and every Tuesday is Country and Western Tuesday. Bring back, oh, bring back my country to me. Bring back my country to
What the?
me. Who let the dogs out? Woo. Amazing. There was apparently, according to all the reports, a bridge collapsed yesterday over in Baltimore. We're going to be getting to that and as it is happening, as the news is breaking. But first, as all of you know, the whole world knows, I guess, about the attack upon the Great White Hope, Donald Trump. And that the liberal black females and weak white males and females in the media and the DA and others have been going after Donald Trump like 90 going north. And they've been trying desperately to do everything they could to destroy him. Whatever. They wanted to take his property. They put out millions of $454 million to seize his property. All kinds of stuff is happening down in Georgia. And it's interesting in that they're using the black females, for the most part, exceptions to the rule, but they're using them and the a black DA out of wherever, New York or wherever, that they're using the blacks to go after him. Don't you question that? Why do they have, for the most part, but not only, angry, black, hateful, evil females going after the great white hope? But I have said from the very beginning, since Donald Trump first ran for president and won, I have said, watch out, keep a little space between you and the great white hope, because there is something unique and interesting about him. You just don't see it every day, and you don't see it in most people. Because most people, men and women, male and females of all races, cower down really easily and quick under pressure. Most human beings cannot handle pressure. Even a little pressure that you're dealing with in your life. Have you noticed how easily you cower down under the pressure? You trip out, you worry, you just really freak out over it. You don't really be still and go through it. And I understand now why, but you don't do it. Donald Trump does. And he's a perfect example in a big way in that he's in the media all the time as to how to deal with the issues of life. And not since Jesus Christ have I seen anyone, and I didn't see Jesus do it, I just read about it, anyone deal with evil in the manner that so far, and again, I don't know the total outcome yet, but in a manner that Donald Trump is dealing with this. And there are people who hate him in the Republican Party, the Democratic Party, the liberal media, and some conservative media as well. And they've gone after his family. They've said horrible things about him. And then the people who are watching the news and listen to it, they repeat it. They're just mad and repeating what they heard. Think about that. Human beings get mad at another human being based on what they heard about him. That's what happens in family members and everywhere. Friendships. People who just hear something and they don't know if it's true or not, and even if it's true or not their business, they'll go after the person like it happened to them. Donald Trump has set in an amazing pathway to dealing with the issues of life. And if you don't pay attention, you either hate him or you love him to the point you're not watching him, you have identified him, you're going to miss the whole lesson in dealing with this. You really are. Isn't that amazing? So some people were celebrating. I've had people call my show celebrating the fact that Donald Trump is going to lose everything. Everything. And he's not going to be the president. He cheated on his wife. He did this or did that. Devils judging devils. Isn't that amazing? Well, the Great White Hope is still moving forward. Bloomberg Law is reporting Donald Trump's business empire was supposed to be peril like never before on Monday. Instead, it turned into the single greatest day on record for the former president's wealth. This is so deep, I hardly know what to do with it. You have heard it being said before, don't mess with the sons and daughters of God, right? You've heard that somewhere in your church or somewhere. This is an example of that. And again, I don't know the outcome I'm just talking about what is happening right now. Don't mess with the Son of God. Evil has no power. It only has intimidation. It only has accusatory. It only has yelling and carrying on, but it has no power inside of you or outside of you, inside of others. It has none. If it can't intimidate you, it has no power. And Donald Trump is a good example of that. I've not seen it. My grandfather was what we would call a strong man. Not easily intimidated at all. Quiet guy. Didn't get into a lot. But Donald Trump is a notch above that. So all the Donald Trump haters, they thought Monday was going to be an amazing celebration because this evil black female Tutu out of New York, what's her name? Latifah James out of New York, she thought she was going to be partying it up last night. She thought she was going to be walking over to the Donald Trump building, seizing his assets, putting a lock and chain on the door. She was even looking at some of his other property. It didn't happen. And I had a feeling, but I didn't know. I had a feeling that it wasn't going to happen. And I knew that black female so-called DA out of New York had thought like lit. She thought she was going to be celebrating because she hates Donald Trump. Not realizing that hate is not good. Hate is evil, and hate destroys you. According to Bloomberg law, Donald Trump's business empire was supposed to be in peril like never before on Monday. Instead, it turned into the single greatest day on record for the former president's wealth. Don't y'all know? And again, I don't know what the outcome is going to be. Donald Trump is one of the smartest, especially when it comes to business, but I think he got something else going on that most people don't realize, that he is the smartest businessman, on one of them, on this side of heaven. Up there with that guy that just bought X. It's amazing. It's so fascinating to see Donald Trump at work. Elon Musk bought X. Elon Musk is a smart business guy. I've never seen it like this before. So, all you people who were like in your heart wishing Donald Trump ill, hoping that he'd be destroyed, you should not even wish that upon your enemy. You should wish your enemy well. God's laws or spirituality, if I can use that word, is totally different than the devil, lawless, evil spiritual life. Why don't you decide for yourself that you're going to get on the side of good? That you personally going to get on the side of good so you can deal with the hell in yourself and the hell on earth. Why not make that decision and just not go along with the crowd and suffer? You don't have to suffer. I don't care what you think. You don't have to suffer while you live. You've been bought and paid for and owned by love. This is from post-millennium. Trump was initially facing a bond of $454 million. And there were people been waiting for a while to celebrate the destruction of Donald Trump yesterday, Monday. It didn't work. The 24th of March, 2024, and it didn't work, and they were disappointed. Woe unto the man or woman who wish ill upon your fellow man. According to Post-Millennial, Trump was initially facing a bond of $454 million. A New York appeal court has ruled that Donald Trump can pay a smaller bond in the amount of $175 million. That's a tip for Donald Trump. Isn't that amazing? Watch this. And I want you to see the evil people. An example, he's not the only one, of evil people ticked. Just can't believe Donald Trump was not destroyed yesterday. Lord, have mercy. And just like Satan look out for his children, and anyone that has anger is a son or daughter of Satan. And just like Satan look out for his children, God looks out for his. But you must be born again. You must return to the Father in order for him to look out for you. Watch this from MSNBC.
Honestly, this is so infuriating, I don't even know what to do. I don't even know if I care what the process is that these judges are arriving at. Whatever it is, it's flawed. I can tell you that much. I mean, David put it well. This is a different process for this person. We have decided that he gets his own private court of justice. He has a private plane. He has private clubs that he lives in. Apparently, he basically fashioned himself his own private militia to try to take over the Capitol. Now he's getting his own private system of justice. This is an absolute travesty. It would not happen for anybody else. Anybody else, it would be like, sorry, buddy, you lost, pay up. For him, he gets his own set of rules. This appears to be an absolute gross miscarriage of justice.
Somebody jealous. He is jealous. Jealous is not good. Jealousy is not good. I'm telling you, you better come out of your hell and wish everybody well. Pray for one another. I don't agree with anything the fallen Messiah and his wife, Big Mama Michelle, Barack Obama, the fallen Messiah, Big Mama Michelle, or Joe Biden and all them. I don't agree with anything that they're about. And I see a lot of things that they're doing to make America suffer, but I don't resent them. I know what's driving them now. I understand it's not them. I don't agree with it, but I don't wish them ill. I don't wish them ill. I pray that they can see at some point. Because if they could see, they wouldn't be doing what they're doing. Just like if you could see, you would be in the situation you're in, or your parents. And so, God, Father, forgive them. They know not what they do. They cannot see. Christ wept because the people could not see. And that guy is ticked. I mean, he's like, I don't care no more. I just don't care. He is, how can you got to know, look like you ought to know. I know that most people don't know. But you got to know that when you hate somebody and when you wish somebody ill will, you got to know something is wrong with you for doing that. That's not a normal state of being. Because in you wishing that upon your fellow man, you're burning on the inside. Hellfire is happening inside of you. You're not at peace. A revengeful or jealous or envious person is not at peace at all. Zero. And yet you wish someone else ill will, and it just make your life worse. Amazing. It's a spiritual battle. It's a warfare between good and evil, right versus wrong. good and evil, right versus wrong. Amazing, huh? Amazing. Y'all do what you want. You can live in heaven on earth or you can live in hell on earth. It's up to you. Just think about that. His enemy was gleeful that they thought Donald Trump was going to have to pay $454 million. And they were hoping that he would not come up with that, and they figured he wouldn't. And when it was all said and done, it would drop to $175 million. And he might not have to pay that. We'll see. Isn't that amazing? These people that hate Donald Trump are crying in their milk this morning. A Bloomberg is reporting that around the same time, instead of Donald Trump losing money, this man made more money, way more. And the liberals are like, what the? Bloomberg is reporting that. So just think about it now. This evil black Letitia James, whatever her stupid name is in New York, so-called DA, we're trying to make him, and the white liberal weak judge that went along with her, trying to make him pay $454 million. In the very last minute, it was dropped to $175 million. And in the meantime, he's making more money. More money. According to Bloomberg, around the same time, his social media company, Trump Media and Technology Group, wrapped up a 29-month-long merger process, meaning shares worth billions of dollars. Watch this from X and Fox.
Mr. President, you mentioned the cash you had. You said on Friday it's something like $500 million. You intended to put some of that into the campaign. Now that the bond's been reduced, are you going to start putting money into your campaign?
Yeah.
You haven't done that since 2016.
Well, first of all, it's none of your business. I mean, frankly.
That's right.
But I might do that. I have the option.
Cash. And he's right. It's none of their business. Y'all tell folks it's none of your business. Stay out of my business. It's none of your business. Tell them that. That's what they used to do in the good old days. None of your business. Because it's just devils inside of people. I love the way he told that guy, none of your business, first of all. That's from the old school. When will you overcome fear? And according to Bloomberg, the ex-president, listen to this. The ex-president, the Great White Hope, Donald Trump, they're not saying that part, I'm saying the Great White Hope, is set to join, the ex-president is set to join Bloomberg's list of the 500 richest people, according to Bloomberg. The ex-president is set to join Bloomberg's list of the 500 richest people Isn't that amazing? Amazing! And the liberals were trying to break him. And I really, really appreciate the way that Donald Trump has a wait-and-see attitude. And I encourage you to do the same thing in your life. Have a wait-and-see. Have a wait-and-see. Live for now. Do not live for yesterday. Do not live for tomorrow. Isn't that amazing? Bloomberg is now saying, according to this report, the ex-president is to join Bloomberg's list of the 500 richest people. And that little black, nasty, dirty, evil Latifah, whatever her name is, out of New York, thought she was about to break him. And she was sitting up in court all high and mighty, was sitting there at the end of the row so you could see her with a wicked grin on her face. A wicked grin on her face, wishing the worst upon Donald Trump. While inside, she's miserable. Satan sitting there waiting to see a son of God be destroyed. And that's what's happening in your life. Every human being is dealing with evil. Some are trying to see it and overcome it. Others love their evil nature, and they are working on behalf of evil to destroy others, to hurt others, even their own children, their husbands, their wives, their business partners, their friends, because they can't help it. Why don't you see at this point that something else is making you think, feel, and act out? It's not you. Why don't you question that? That's not me. I would never think that, not only about myself, but about others. Why don't you question, how come it make me do the same thing? What's making me do the same thing, have the same fears over and over again? And I don't want it. Why am I having it? Whose thoughts are those? Let me just see what the Great White Hope has to say, by the way.
I don't frankly have time for total political correctness, and this country doesn't have time either.
Amazing. One of the kind. One of the kind. Congratulations, Mr. President Donald Trump. Amazing! Amazing. I didn't know how that was going to go on Monday, but I had a feeling it would be fine. I didn't know. I had to wait and see. Congratulations to the Great White Hope. It's going to be interesting to see what happens in November. Look at that Fannie Mae thing down in Georgia. That woman losing her mind, it seems. She going off the deep end trying to hurt her fellow man. Y'all don't know that good is no competition for evil. Evil has is no competition to good at all. Zero. Good pay no attention to evil. It doesn't even give it one iota of attention. Isn't that amazing? And yet you give evil all the attention and call it you, inside of you. And you're afraid of it outside of you, inside of others. When I come back, your phone calls and super chats. 888-7753-773. 888-77-JESSE. The haters of Trump are crying in their milk right now. Back in a moment. I recommend you get a copy of my book, From Rage to Responsibility. I write about how the spirit of anger was taken away from me 29 years ago. I forgave my mother who tried to turn me away from my father, and I returned to my father, and through him, my father on earth, and through him, I was able to return to God. No man or woman can return to God unless you go through the Son. And men are sons of God. They may be weak, pathetic examples of it, but it's the spiritual order of life. God in Christ, Christ in man, man over woman, and woman over children. So get from race to responsibility. I write about that. Go to my website, rebuildingtheman.com for an autographed copy, or call 800-411-BOND. And donate to my nonprofit, Bond, the Brotherhood Organization of a New Destiny. We are rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. All right, welcome back. Welcome. Amazing. 888, there is a line open. You want to jump in there. We're going to get to all of your calls. 888-7753-773. 888-77-JESSE. So before I get to the calls, I want to give you the breaking news, but first, for personal shout-outs, go to Cameo, cameo.com/Jesse Lee Peterson, cameo.com, birthday shout-out, encouragement, weddings. I'll do them for you, of course, anniversaries, whatever it might be. cameo.com/Jesse Lee Peterson. Amazing. And subscribe and follow the JLP Radio Network on YouTube and Instagram. The JLP Radio Network on YouTube and Instagram. Follow, subscribe, like, hurry. So apparently, before I get to your calls and super chats, apparently that was a bridge, according to the report, collapsed. I guess last night or early this morning sometime. And everybody and they mama, if you're black, everybody and their mama, if you're white, are talking about it. This is from the New York Times. A major bridge in Baltimore collapsed after being struck by a cargo ship early Tuesday, sending vehicle plunging into the water and setting off an emergency response. Watch this from ABC.
We are still following that breaking news overnight out of Baltimore, Maryland. This is a live look right here. A portion of the Francis Scott Key Bridge has collapsed after a large boat collided with it around 1:30 this morning. Authorities are trying to rescue at least 7 people who were doing overnight work on that bridge. Firefighters say several vehicles hit the water, including one the size of a tractor trailer. Divers have now been dispatched into the water for what is being called a dire mass casualty incident.
Wow. It's amazing to see that boat just hit the bridge like that. And the whole bridge just collapsed like it had no power of its own. At least that what we saw collapse. I don't know if the whole thing did it or not. But look how easily it came down. And I don't understand, maybe whatever. But that's interesting to see that. Isn't that amazing? Mind blowing. And so it's still breaking news, and I don't want to assume anything because the mind is busy. It tells you all kinds of things about what happened, and you weren't there. I wasn't there. I don't know yet. And I don't know if we will ever know the real deal. Because the one thing for sure, and without a doubt, our media and government does not tell us what's really going on anymore. Which leave you to assume, and you should never assume. Never assume. If you don't know, you just don't know. If you don't know, you just don't know. But the mind will make you want to fill in the blank because the mind is evil. The mind is evil. So try not to fill in the blank, all right? One thing for sure, our infrastructure is in poor state right now. Everything is just the roads, the bridge, everything is just bad right now. Now the airplanes and airports and everything is just bad. And I know why that is. For sure, they are putting in people that are not qualified. They're taking out people who are qualified to make things better and make it work, and putting in unqualified people based on color and gender. They'll lower the standard in a way that I don't know if my country will ever come back again. They have lowered my country, the standard. It's so bad that people my age have to now, I just say have to, they don't have to, but you have to fight if you stay there. People now have to, my age have to come down to the lower standard. It's hard to do that too, come down to a lower standard. But one thing for sure, the bridges, the airplanes, the repairing of the airplane, air traffic controller, bank workers, post office employees, grocery workers, the standard is lower. College, you can get into a university now if you're non-white without even earning it. Up in Washington, I believe in Washington State, I could be wrong, it's being reported that you don't even have to take the lawyer test to become a lawyer, now. Isn't that amazing? I got to tell one of my church members about that because she wanted to become a lawyer. I'm going to let her know now. She's black too, but you don't have to worry about the test. Just tell them you're black and you can do some volunteer time and become a lawyer if you're black. If you're white, you got to earn it. You got to earn it if you're white. And by the way, the mayor of Baltimore is black. Mayor Brandon Scott is black. You have all these unqualified people running my country. And I told you, just as I told you with the Father Messiah, that if you do that, America will become a ghetto. I guess you did it because I said that what would happen, and those liberal whites who are desiring to destroy America in order to gain power for themselves, they are happy to let it happen, to use blacks for destruction. And Baltimore is in a mess. Baltimore is in a mess. This is from TP USA. And we'll give you more news on the bridge as we find out, as it happens. According to TP USA, Baltimore is facing a police shortage following the city's ongoing efforts to cut the department budget. Only 3 police officer patrols. Only 3 police officers patrolled an entire district of the city, which housed 61,000 residents. Watch this from X. Amazing. And guess who wanted to defund the police? Black people. Black Lives Matter and all the stupid black mayors and others. It wasn't white, conservative, Christian people who wanted to defund the police. It was black people. And guess what happened? Because of the fear of white people, just think about that. They defunded the police, and now you have these emergency situations happening and no police around. You're working with your enemy to destroy your country. No police around. America is quickly becoming a hood. The whole country is becoming a hood. Except down in Florida so far, portion of Florida where the governor tried hard to hold on. But it was the blacks that wanted to defund the police, not the whites. The white people want to put more police out there. And now you got one or two officers out there by themselves. Only 3, according to TPUSA, only 3 police officers patrolled an entire district of the city, which housed 61,000 people. Not only are you putting the decent citizens' lives at risk, you put in the officers' lives, the 3 police officers. They can't handle all the people who hate police today. It was black people who wanted to defund the police, and you went along with it. It was black people. It was black people complaining that they were not qualified, like the white man, to become air traffic controllers, to fly planes, and to this. And it was white people they took out and replaced them with blacks, and now you're scared to fly. Door panels, doors are falling off the plane, wheels are falling off, emergency landing, fights on the plane. It wasn't white people that did that. May God have mercy on my country. Fear is your enemy. Isn't that amazing? All the 3 police officers patrol. Do you want to live in Baltimore? And if you notice, and you can prove me wrong, I'm totally open to be proven wrong. If you notice, in every city and state where it's being controlled by blacks, the whole city and state is screwed up. With little pockets of whites in suburbs, and then they'll run out to the suburbs trying to destroy those areas. If I'm wrong, I definitely would love somebody to prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong that the blacks are not cursed. Everything they touch turn to dark, destruction, sand. It was black people who wanted to get rid of the police, and you did, and look what's happening. AP is reporting Mayor Brandon Scott said his administration is determined to do much more to ease a legacy of racism. How is that easing racism? I'm sorry, not erase racism. How is that erasing racism? First of all, no such thing as racism. It has never existed. It never will exist. It cannot exist. It's an illusion. It's a lie. No such thing as racism. You've been lied to. TP USA is also reporting, following the Black Lives Matter movement in 2020, the Baltimore City Council passed an updated budget that slashed police funds by $22 million. And these people are crying for reparations. They want free money while putting your safety at risk. The very people who are committing most of the violent crimes are the one encouraging you to get rid of the police. And who has been attacked as a result? The whites. The blacks were already attacking one another. Not all, but most. They were already shooting and killing and robbing and raping one another. But that wasn't good enough. They needed to go after the whites. And so they used this phony lie of racism, and now they're going after the whites. And believe me, crime is out of control. And it's going to get worse because there's nothing to contain evil now. New York Post is reporting that a low-life mom was caught on camera pushing her young daughter to steal a purse from a Georgia restaurant. Watch this from Daily Caller and Fox.
Police say the group with the mother quickly left the restaurant after the purse was taken, skipping out on a more than $500 bill. Police are still trying to identify this man. The woman's been identified as a Union City mother of three, 27-year-old Kenya Butler. She's charged with contributing to the delinquency of a minor and theft by taking. Her 7-year-old daughter is not the one in trouble here. Police say the mother is the one seen on the surveillance video taking the girl over to the empty booth, saying something to the child, and then watching.
Amazing. So what do you think going to happen now? The girl been traumatized. She's been taught to steal. Even if she's not punished now, she's going to go on stealing. Her mother just gave her the okay on it. I told you once, I've told you twice, I've told you 1,000 times. Mothers do not love their children. Finding a mother that loves her children is like looking for a needle in a haystack. There are mothers who are starting to overcome evil, and now they're overcoming that fake love, emotional stuff that's not love at all, and they're returning to the Father's love. They're loving their children now. But until that happens, it's impossible for a mother to love her children or child. 888-7753-773. Talking about a spiritual battle. Who is that? Okay, let me do this. Super chat.
Super chats. Over on buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk, Ryan B says, Jesse, I sleep in the bed with 2 pit bulls. Those are dogs. Do you think I'm a beta? Tell us more about your dog you had as a kid.
Definitely a beta. You're not supposed to let your dog sleep in the bed. What about when the dog has to use the toilet? And do what? Beta! Beta!
And what about the dog you had as a kid?
What?
What about the dog you had as a kid?
What about him?
He says, tell us more.
What else you want to know? He stayed outside at night and in the day. And I do remember he used to, when we first opened the door in the morning time, he'd run in, playing around, running around, but then he'd back out.
What was his name again?
Tony.
Nice. Was he Italian?
Man.
Ravender bought 3 coffees.
Thank you.
Drunk off prayer, stoned off sinners. High off low, high of flow.
Okay.
Thank you, Ravender.
Thank you, Who?
Ravender, I call him.
Thank you, Ravender.
Or her. Gregatron bought a coffee. Hey, Jesse, I have a biblical question for you, since you don't have one yet.
I have one.
Where in the Bible does it say Adam and Eve are husband and wife? Triple question mark.
He married them in Genesis.
Does it say they're husband and wife?
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Someone bought a coffee. Thank you, Gregatron.
Yeah.
At my workplace, I now notice that they celebrate Ramadan. They put up signs, historic information, and talk about it. However, when it comes to Easter, they are dead silent. Do you think companies push Ramadan as a way to bury Easter and silence Christianity?
Christianity is the most hated religion on this side of heaven. It's the only religion that says you must admit you're wrong for anger, for hating. It's the only one that I'm aware of. And you shall be free. So, it's the most hated religion.
Chalice bought a Cash App donation. No message. Thank you.
Thank you.
Stefan bought a Cash App donation. We can't help others. Does that include our kids?
You're supposed to be a living example even for the kids. And that light will work through you. Thank you. I got to take a break. Thank you all. Hake is coming in with the hate news, not the fake news. I'll be back in a moment. I have books that are amazing. I highly recommend you get them. 7 Guaranteed Steps to Spiritual, Family, and Financial Success Guide. Even if you're not starting a business, but you have a job, or you're on welfare, it can help you if you do. Be doers of the word, all right? From rage to responsibility. From rage. That's what I write about in the first chapter, especially how I overcame. Scam. How the black leadership exploits black Americans. They are using them. The blacks are too willing to be used. And then my last book, The Antidote, Healing America from the Poison of Hate, Blame, and Victimhood. They are all amazing books, and they are helpful. Go to rebuildingtheman.com if you want an autographed copy, or call 800-411-2663.
A storm's blowing through. And who's better, T. Swift or Francis Scott Key? Will they name a bridge after T. Swift, and will it collapse? And persecution of the president. You heard a little bit about it. He rises above our greatest president, Donald J. Trump, the attacks. And Biden-Bibi tension. Crooked Joe Biden versus based Bibi Netanyahu. Israel, U.S., not getting along. This is the end of hour 1 of the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. It is Country and Western Tuesday, March 26th, AD 2024. JLP will be right back to your calls. There is one line open. You can call in right now during Hake News, not fake news, 888-77-JESSE, Jesse. No I in Jesse. Commie Nonsense Network, CNN reports a spring storm is unleashing dangerous blizzard conditions across the plains, while also firing up strong tornadoes in the south. At the same time, tens of thousands of homes in the northeast still without power. nearly a week after a brutal storm crippled the energy grid in the region. What a mess. Baltimore's Francis Scott Key Bridge collapsed overnight, according to CNN, after it was struck by a container ship. Rescue workers searching for multiple people and vehicles believed to have fallen into the water. I think they did rescue a few. A fire department spokesman told that to CNN. An official warned that the collapse of the 1.6-mile-long four-lane bridge was a mass casualty multi-agency incident, conditions unsafe for rescuers due to objects hanging from the structure, also freezing conditions and limited visibility. What a mess. The bridge extends over the Patapsco River and serves as the outermost crossing of the Baltimore Harbor. It is an essential link of the Interstate I-695, or the Baltimore Beltway. Baltimore falling apart. We wish them well. Persecution of the president. An appeals court on yesterday, ruled that our greatest president, Donald J. Trump, can have 10 additional days to pay a reduced, it was going to be 460-something million, right? 464 million civil fraud judgment against him. Now it's 175 million bond to appeal the judgment against him and his adult sons and his company. Trump told reporters he will cover the bond using cash as collateral. Ruling for now staves off the prospect of a New York Attorney General, that black female Democrat, Letitia James, seeking to seize his property to enforce the judgment against him. Unrighteous judgment against him. At a separate hearing Monday, a so-called judge said Trump's criminal trial in the so-called hush money case against him will begin with jury selection April 15th, tax day. The date is 3 weeks later than originally scheduled. Delay won't make much of a dent in Trump's 2024 calendar. Still unclear whether any of his other three trials will happen before the November election, when he gets reelected. Perhaps. We'll see. Who knows? Biden and Bibi not getting along. Tensions between the U.S. and Israel further exposed yesterday, Monday, when Washington, D.C. allowed the UN Security Council to pass a resolution calling for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza. U.S. decision to abstain from the vote prompted Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Bibi Netanyahu to cancel a scheduled trip to the U.S. by two of his top advisors, two Israeli officials said. U.S. and Israeli officials were expected to discuss alternatives to a planned Israeli military ground offensive at the southern Gaza city of Rafah, where 1 million Palestinians are hiding, or something like that, hoping to forestall what the U.S. believes would amount to a humanitarian catastrophe if Israel launched a full-scale ground invasion. So diplomacy not working well for the evil Biden administration. The Black on the Inside White House viewed the cancellation as an overreaction, and the move has perplexed U.S. officials because they're not very sensible. RFK Jr. is set to announce his vice presidential pick. Did you know he's still running for president? Independent presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. expected to announce his running mate today at a rally in Oakland, California. Dirty, messed up Oakland, California. Once beautiful. I've been there. His campaign seeks out new support amid increasing concerns among Democrats over his impact on the race. I'm James Hake. Now back to JLP, Hour 2.
To stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson. Welcome to the second hour of the show already. You can get involved by calling 888-77-53773. 888-77-JESSE. Jesse. Jesse. I have the biblical question.
Amazing.
Though I don't see it. I have it. A brand new biblical question. Sean, will you send me the updated pack? I don't see it here. I may be hitting the wrong thing on here.
Oh, he texted it to me only.
Oh, you only texted to James, Sean. You have it over there?
Yeah, it's just sent.
Brand new biblical question. What do you value in life? I like the background there too. It's beautiful. What do you value in life? An amazing question. What do you value in life? Amazing. Thank you, Sean. If you're too busy and you don't have time to sit and watch the show live, you can podcast, but you can be listening by calling the listen line on TalkScreen Live at 641-793-1500. 641-793-1500. And to donate and have your comments read out loud, go to buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk, buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk, or Bond JLP Cash App. All right? I do appreciate it. It's Tuesday. It's the second hour of Tuesday. It is Country and Western Tuesday. Bring back, oh, bring back my country to me. Bring back my country to me. What the? Who let the dogs out? Amazing. Country and Western Tuesday. Very nice. And they're working on my headset, so I should get the balance here in a minute. Sorry about that. Let me go to a first-time caller out of Pennsylvania. Jess Stone, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, thanks, Jesse.
Yes, sir.
Pleasure to speak with you, man. I've been listening to you for a while now.
Thank you.
I would like to answer the biblical question, but before that, I had a question for you. I've been studying a lot of the different various religious texts, and my question is how you feel about the Apocrypha, and is that something that we should read, or, how do we take that in because it was left out on purpose, you know what I mean?
You want to know how do I feel about it?
Yeah.
I don't really know because I know I've heard of the Apocrypha, but I don't know exactly what it is, so I can't recommend it.
Well, it's said that there was an original Bible, so if you have different Bibles, you'll see different books, and they just narrowed the books down to what we call the Bible now. But there are various other books that talks about so many different things that sound crazy, but are we just to ignore that, and as opposed to I was trying to study to have a better understanding of the Most High and understand my purpose and, what my role is in this world. But again, listening to you, it's that's my ego. You were supposed I'm supposed to be living. So I'm like, should I stop reading? You know what I mean? Should I stop trying to, further myself and better myself and just live? So, because I'm at that point.
One thing for sure. So I'm being told I have read portions of it. Ecclesiasticus is one of the books, And so apparently I have read some of it. But
Okay.
the one thing I want you to know for sure and without a doubt, zero doubt, you're never going to find yourself by reading the Bible or the Apostolical or the Apostolical Mama or any of that. You're never going to better yourself by reading the Bible or any Apostolical or any of that. You're only
Okay.
going to, what? Apocrypha. But you're only going to know yourself when you start to live from within. There's nothing you can do to better yourself. It's impossible. There's
Okay.
nothing you can do to find your own purpose. It's impossible. You're only going to know all of those things when you start looking and living from within. You're never going to know the truth until you start living from within.
Okay.
What do you think about
Sounds
that?
good. That sounds good. And what was the biblical question again for the week?
Let me ask this first, and then I'll definitely give that to you. What
Okay.
have you forgiven your mother?
Yeah, but no. She's single mother, 3 boys. You know, I always wanted to save her. That was my life goal. But as coming on, like, you know, I see her make more and more bad decisions, and I don't try to judge her. But at the same time, like I still have to have the big conversation. But I always revered my mother. I always thought like she was Superwoman, and you know, she's black woman's queen. You know.
So have you forgiven your mother?
I'm trying to. I mean, I haven't told her. You know what I mean? So I guess even though in my mind and my heart I haven't had the conversation. So no.
And so have you forgiven your mother?
No.
And why not? Why
Because
are you
because I'm
reading the
afraid.
Apocrypha and all that, and yet you
Because I'm
haven't?
afraid to hurt her feelings.
But her feelings are not her own.
Yeah, I know.
And so you're going to let being afraid to hurt her feeling keep you in hell?
You're right.
No, that was a question.
I am. I am letting it. And like you said, I even have had a child out of wedlock, and you know, I'm still like handling responsibilities. But it's like I'm married like my mother, not married, but you know what I mean. She's like another version of my mom, and I love her. I love her to death. But at the same time, it's just
you love who?
I didn't do it right.
You love who?
My baby's mother.
You don't love
she's
your
just like
baby.
my mother.
You don't love anyone. You're never going to be able to love until you forgive, and then love, which is of God, start to operate through you. Right now, your baby mama and your baby is about your feelings. Even forgiving your mother is about your feelings. The fear you have is about you. You don't love your mother because if you loved her, you would go and forgive her.
Understood.
And I'm telling you, when you go and forgive, the truth, the word of God, life itself will be made clear to you from within. I'm telling you this as a witness. It ain't something I heard or something I read. When you go and forgive, God will forgive you and draw you into the kingdom. The light will come on, and it will be amazing.
It'll be more amazing because I feel like, you know, I try to just do what I'm supposed to do in this world. That's all I want to do is what God wants me to do. And I was trying to find that. I don't want to do what I want to do anymore. I want to do what I was supposed to be here for.
That's right. Well, you got to face your mother. And if she cry, if she blame your father, if she blame you, if she blame her mother, if she curses you out, if she whatever, just watch her as though you're watching a crazy movie and just realize she's not ready to change, but God will forgive you as you forgive her. And he will take her nature away from you. He will clear your mind, and he will give you back his nature, which is amazing. And then you will love all people, and fear will disappear and everything.
I agree with that. I appreciate that, and I'm going to do it. I am going to do it.
And don't tiptoe around it. Just go ahead, mother. I have resented you. I've been angry at you, whatever you want to call it. But I realize now you can help yourself. Just as I realize I can't help myself, something else is controlling me, and that helped me to realize that you can't help yourself. And I'm sorry for resenting you.
Yes, sir. Got it.
Have you forgiven your father for not protecting you from your mother?
He passed away last year, and that was very, very tough on me. But they broke up because he was an addict. So when they broke up, he moved away and was gone for a while. But then when he came back around when I was in high school, and at that point he was just there for me when I needed him, like financially, if I needed an ear. But he was, I don't know, he was still in the father state. Like I said, I forgive him, but he's been since passed. But I was the closest one to him out of me and my brothers. I was the one who would always visit him. I'm the one who handled all the funeral arrangements. And you know what I mean? It was like one of the ones like, I felt like, that was my man, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I don't want to say I want to be greater than my father, but I know that he was left unfulfilled. He died of lung cancer and COPD, and, he was a lifetime smoker, and, it was like you said, he couldn't really help himself.
Right.
And I don't want to end up like that.
Well, you got to forgive or you will.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes, sir.
Now that he's dead, just realize he can help himself. And that will cause you to forgive him. But you got to face your mother. Does your girlfriend, your baby mama, obey you?
Yeah, she's getting there. I denied her for sex like months ago. So at that point, I don't know, it was just like she realized like I'm not the same man I was when we had our child years ago.
Right on. So the biblical question, what do you value in life?
I don't know. Like you said, it's in a process. Like I try to answer these questions egoless because what I value in life is really like what God, like what is right, what the truth is. That's what I value, I guess, like what is right and what the truth is, and actually putting action to the truth and not just like, believing in something and then not acting upon it, Like, and not like acting out of yourself, but just like you said, it's just going to be natural, just going to come out of you. Like the words you speak, your actions. If you're right, it's just going to be right. Like if you're in alignment with the Most High.
So your name is Just Stone?
Yeah, I go by Just Stone Writes. I write music, and I'm trying to I don't know. Like you said, that's my ego, but I'm trying to do whatever. Like I said, figure
Here's
out
what I recommend for you. I can tell that you want what's right. But you got to let all your ideas go. I don't mean you continue to work on your music. You continue, but all of your ideas about God and about what you think you want and about your purpose in life, you need to let all your ideas go. You get up and go to work, do your job. But you need to let all your ideas go so that you can die from those false ideas, and the truth will reveal itself to you.
I agree with that.
Are you doing the silent prayer?
So I've been meditating for years. I went to this Vipassana camp that taught me how to meditate. For 10 days, we had to
You don't want to meditate. You want to observe. Don't meditate on anything. You want to come out of your imagination and observe those thoughts. And those thoughts, which are evil to the core, are evil, and they want to destroy you. They're evil spirits. You want to observe those. And then as you observe them by the light of God, He is taking those demons away from you, out of you, and giving you a clear mind. So do your other one and then once you're done with that, do the silent prayer.
Yeah, I've been trying to, the meditation and silent prayer is pretty similar. It's just, you don't move. Even you observe, even if you have an itch or scratch or you have to be able to be within.
That's
you know what
dumb.
I mean? And
if you're itching, why you're supposed to distract your body?
Well, is it your body or is it, you see what you're supposed to observe? So it's kind of like what you said, you're not really supposed to react upon it. Nothing lasts forever. So you got to figure out why you're itching. You know what I mean? Because
if
there's something going on inside.
Let's say you're sitting there observing, and you have an itch on your body, you need to scratch it, you can consciously scratch your body. You don't have to go unconscious. You don't have to sit there and go through physical pain. That's dumb.
Oh, okay. I see. So that's where the divide is, because it's not that's not pain. Like you said, it's more along the lines of, you know, because we don't even have to think about breathing. It's things that we automatically do. Like, you don't have to think to breathe.
Right. Your physical body is not spiritual pain. There is physical pain inwardly when the devil is screaming and don't want to leave you. But if you're itching or while you're sitting there being aware, just stretch your body. You're still aware of yourself stretching your body. You're not your body.
I think that's just the biggest difference, because like the other part of it is, hey, just observing the thoughts and not react upon. You know what I mean? It's pretty much the same thing. The other difference is in that meditation stance, you're supposed to just, you know what I mean, not react. Be still. You know. But
you're still from within.
Yeah, you're right.
Just so I got to run, buddy. Thank you.
It was amazing talking.
Let me know how it goes when you deal with your mama.
Yes, sir. I will do that. I will.
All right, buddy. Amazing.
All right, thank you.
Okay. I was counseling with someone yesterday, and by the way, we have the best counseling service on this side of heaven, phone, walk-in, or Skype. And I was counseling with someone. He mentioned that thing where, the so-called meditation thing, where you're not supposed to even stretch if you itch. I'm like, what the? God wants you to be present. He wants you to be conscious instead of unconscious, thinking about the so-called past or future, which doesn't exist, a worry and all that kind of stuff. But he's not saying that you can't. He wants you to be present. So if you're like sitting and you're observing and your body itch, you can stretch your body, you can be aware and still be doing your prayer. What a mess. What a mess. Corey is out of Michigan. Cora is out of Michigan. Cora, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hi, how are you?
All is well.
So, I'm calling because I am just kind of in a funk again, and we've counseled a couple times, and I have noticed that the devil has like an underlining fear inside me of like going to hell, and it has caused me to just constantly, and this is not the first time I've gone back and like doubted if like I truly realized I was wrong for hating. Because the other day, and there's things that trigger this, like I'll watch videos, and on TikTok this guy was like, the only reason you're not receiving forgiveness is because you didn't ask God for it. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I need to ask God for forgiveness. So then I went on that road. And then yesterday I watched a video of yours, and it was, if you confess your sins, God will cleanse you of your unrighteousness. Right?
Right.
So I watched that, and then I've been really down a rabbit hole since then. And my boyfriend tried to talk to me, and he's seeking the truth too. And he was trying to say that you forgave. And I asked you one time, I was like, I feel like I just went up to them because I was wanting a one-way ticket to heaven. And then we counseled a little bit later, and you're like, you don't have to go back up to them even if you were trying to get a one-way ticket to heaven. But do you realize now that you were wrong for resenting them? And I said yes. But then now again, I'm like, how do I really know I realize I was wrong for hating again?
What a mess.
It really is. And I'm really seeking the Lord, and I don't know how to get myself out of this funk of like, how do I know I really realize I'm wrong for being angry? Because I feel like the dust storm is so big right now that I kind of don't know if I know.
Right.
But I think I knew back then when you counseled me, and I knew then. But since I've gone down this rabbit hole, it feels like I've lost sight of that in a sense.
Yeah. And so your question for me is what?
Do you have any guidance towards this and what I should do and why I keep doubting if I really realized I was wrong for being angry?
Oh, okay.
Like why I keep questioning myself?
I do. Number one, so you're afraid of going to hell?
Yes, sir.
And why?
Because I don't want to be burning to death forever. Kinda, I don't want that.
You don't want to be what?
I don't want to burn to death forever. So I'm like, okay, how do I get there? But I know that I have a feeling that me worrying about going to hell is keeping me away from heaven right now.
Right.
It feels like.
But right now, you're already in hell and you're burning.
Oh, it feels like it.
No, you're in hell.
I know.
And the burning, eternal burning, is the fear and the doubt and the worry and the doubting and the jealousy. You're burning in hell right now.
Okay.
You're already in hell. So why be afraid? You're already there.
Because I listened. If I had not listened to how do you know you really realized if you were wrong for being angry, if I just let that pass, would I have done better with this?
Absolutely. Because when you carry on conversation like that, you're communicating with the devil.
Okay.
That's not you.
Right.
That's not you just saying that to yourself. That's the devil and his little demons speaking in your head, your thought, your imagination. They're saying that, and you're saying that is you, which is keeping you in hell. But if you stop all communication with thoughts, you'll be in heaven, right here on earth.
So okay. So following up with that, he's like, well, you don't feel like you really realize, okay, well, feelings are from the devil. So like he tricking me with his own medicine. He's like, well, you don't feel like you did because you still get angry at them. I'm like, well, that anger is still you. It's all him coming back, like going back to himself and this whole thing. Like you told me before, if I still get angry at them, that doesn't mean I didn't forgive them. I just need to watch that anger.
And so when the devil say that to you, you talk to him like that?
Oh, I cuddle with him all day at that point. I mean, we're having the time of our lives together all day, and it's actually miserable.
And that's why you got to cut out all communication with evil. No more talking to thoughts. No more responding. Do not respond to the hell thoughts inside of you, and do not respond to it inside of other people. If other people try to attack you and do things, don't respond at all. Stop fighting with the devil.
So I'm not to know if I really realized I was wrong for being angry. I'm not to know that.
But you are, when you went and forgave, you forgave because you realized you were wrong for judging, for being angry, right? And
well,
then
when I did it then, when I went up to my parents then, I was afraid then still that I was doing it just for a one-way ticket to heaven. And that's when I counseled with you, and you're like, well, that's fine. You don't have to go up to them again, but do you realize now you are wrong?
Right.
And I did tell you, yes, I did realize I was wrong.
So now all you have to do, are you doing the silent prayer every morning, every night?
Yeah.
All you got to do now is do the prayer and watch the thoughts.
Okay.
And
do
the feelings.
Prayer, watch the thoughts.
And when the thoughts and feelings tell you that, oh, you didn't forgive, or you going to hell, or you this or that, don't even communicate with it. Just observe it.
Okay.
Just watch those thoughts telling you that. And sometimes you're going to be caught up in the feelings. Watch the feelings, but don't call it you.
So, okay, yeah. So I shouldn't be looking for like a feeling or a knowing of like if I truly realized I was wrong for being angry.
There are no feeling in heaven.
Okay.
It's just love.
Okay, so when I told you yes on the phone, I realized I was wrong. That was done then.
When you told me that?
Yeah, on the phone.
Yeah, that was then.
And that means like that was, I forgave. It was done then.
When you forgave, when you saw that you were wrong and you forgave, it was done. And now when the spirit of anger, if it should show its ugly head, just watch it and don't call it you. Or when you have fear, if fear should come, don't call it you, just watch it. When loneliness or suicidal thoughts or whatever stress comes, just watch it and don't call it you. Those are evil, nasty, evil demons that hate you, and they want to destroy you.
Can I give you a quick example?
Yeah, real fast.
Okay. So when I watched the "If you confess your sins, God will cleanse you of your unrighteousness," the devil automatically was saying, "Oh, like, did you ever confess your sins, or did you do it right?" He's always saying, "Did I do it right, or did I do it in the correct way?" It's always about if I did it right or if I did it at all. And it makes me want to travel into my past and have the urge to go watch your video over and over to figure out how to do it the right way. That's what I'm dealing with.
Well, the only sin you need to confess is the one that you have anger. Anger is hatred. Hatred separates you from God, and you're playing God by judging yourself and other people, right? And so once you confess to yourself, not to the world, but to yourself that you had this anger and you went and forgave, you were free of sin.
So
you have no more sin.
Right. So when I went up to my parents, I don't exactly remember if I said I was wrong for being angry. So would it be appropriate to then that I don't remember if I said I was wrong for being angry then? Do I say it now?
So do you feel like you need to go back to them?
Honestly, I don't know.
Okay, don't do it unless you know for sure. Just work on doing the silent prayer and watching those thoughts so you can stop communicating with evil. You're having real live conversation with the devil.
Okay. So maybe I should just chill and relax, and when I really realize I was wrong for being angry, I can confess that then and maybe go back up to them when I am ready.
I wouldn't do all that planning. I would just do the silent prayer, have a wait-and-see attitude, and stop looking to TikTok for the answer. The answer is not on TikTok.
Right. So I shouldn't confess I was wrong for being angry until I really can see that clear with the light of God.
You're repeating yourself.
I guess I'm just trying to understand how I can confess with the right light. That's what I'm trying to say. I want to confess when I really mean it, not just intellectually trying to freak out. Because I can tell that I'm going a little bit 100, and I am trying to slow down. I truly am. I realize I cannot help myself. I was on the phone with my boyfriend, and I was like, "Honey, I'm really sorry. I'm insane." He's like, "You're not insane, but the devil is insane in you, and I can see that right now."
Yeah, he's
but
right.
I wanna know. I do want to know I'm wrong for being angry. I do understand that was the sin. It's wrong to be angry.
Yeah.
But I want to see that with the right timing and the right light. Maybe I don't feel like I've seen that yet.
But the fact that you see it, period, is the right timing.
So the fact that I'm open to hearing it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So then did I already confess my sin then?
If you went and forgave, absolutely.
So then I don't really need to go back up if I feel like I already seen that I was wrong.
Right.
So I don't need to say out loud.
Relax, girl.
Well, I'm wondering if I need to
Hold
say
on.
out loud.
Hold on. 888-775-3773. A quick break. Back in a moment. We have a counseling service, and I have to admit, thanks to God, it is the best counseling service on this side of heaven. I counsel with men and women, families, individuals around the world. Most people are unhappy, they're miserable, they have rough lives, they're depressed, suicidal, young and old, of all races. I understand, I know why, and I do understand it. Because exactly what's happening in me is happening with everybody outside of me, inside of them. And I've noticed that with those who really, really, really want to understand, they overcome it just like that, out of one counseling session. If you need counseling, you can go to rebuildingaman.com or call 800-411-2663. 800-411-BOND. Best counseling service on this side of heaven. right, folks, welcome back. 888-7753-773. 888-77-JESSE. JESSE. Don't forget to donate and have your comments read out loud. Go to buymeacoffee.com, buymeacoffee.com/JLP, or Bond JLP on Cash App. Bond JLP on Cash App. And also, the Hake Report is coming up. The Hake Report.com is coming up at 9 a.m. this morning. The Hake Report from 9 to 11. And after the Hake Report, Pacific time, after the Hake Report, Joel Friday TV, he black, Joel Friday TV at 11 a.m. And then the American Anchor Baby. Energy given to him by God. The American Anchor Baby at 12 noon Pacific time. And to check out our merch, to donate and check out the merch, go to rebuildingtheman.com/store, rebuildingtheman.com/store. There is a line open if you want to jump in there. We're going to try to get to all calls. And 888-7753-773. 888-77-JESSE. Let me go back to Cora out of Michigan. Cora.
Yes.
Calm down.
Okay.
Take a breath.
Okay. There's just, I feel like the questions are not being answered, and it's like, I think it's really just all this is stemming from like the fear of hell, and it's like I don't know what to really do, or like I don't want to go.
Why
back
you
up
fear hell and you're already in hell?
Because my fear is like if I like the whole like forgiving my parents, like when you asked if I should go back up to them, that made me like really anxious because like right now I could not see myself going up to them because I'm so clouded by this hell.
Well, don't do it now. Don't do it. You may not have to do it. Just relax. You've already went and did it, but Satan is telling you it didn't work, it didn't that, and you're believing it. That's why you're anxious.
Why would I have to go back up to them? Just curious.
You don't have to go back.
Okay. So when I went up to them,
you're asking me the same question over again.
Well, I'm asking about the confession of sin now. Like if I admitted when I was wrong for being angry.
When you saw that you had anger and you were wrong for it, that's what confessing of your sin is.
Oh, it's not like you don't have to legit confess it.
What do you mean by that?
Like I look at confess as like speaking. Like you don't have to legit speak that you were wrong for being angry. You just have to realize it and see it.
Right.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I guess that just, it comes in waves. Sometimes I realize I'm wrong, but when I get clouded like this, it's hard for me to see past the illusions. So I think I should just calm down and relax. And I already realized back then I was wrong for resenting them. It's just this cloud has made me want to like go in 360, 24 hours a day.
You're still listening to the devil.
And so what do you advise I do right now?
Relax.
Okay.
We're not going around in circles again.
Okay.
Relax.
Right. I'm going to try to relax.
Relax and start right now being present. Forget about the past. No such thing as a past or future. And start out right now. So just relax and stop tripping. Calm down.
I wish it was that easy.
It is that easy.
I know. I know that there's no like way to heaven either. I didn't know that like there's no like way you get there. You're just there if you chill out and relax, basically. Like
it's no way to get where?
Like is there like any like certain way to get to heaven, I guess?
You come out of your thoughts, you forget about the past or future, you're in heaven.
So it has nothing to do with like forgiving or realizing you were wrong.
You asked me the same thing over again. We went over that already.
Okay.
I gotta run.
All right. Thank
All
you.
right, call me again and drive me crazy.
Sorry. All right. Take care.
All right. 888-7753-773. 888-77-JESSE. Elliot is a first-time call out of Tennessee. Elliot, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, Jesse. How you doing, man?
All is well, sir.
Hey, I've been doing a little research on you here lately, and I've been kind of deep diving into your content. I'm one of those people that kind of love to get understanding from different people.
Right.
And I'm open-minded. I'm actually 38 years old. I'm a black man, grew up in Chattanooga, Tennessee most of my life.
He black.
And, huh?
Go ahead.
Yeah, he said he black. Yeah. Amazing.
He black.
Hey, man, at first, of course, when it's like a culture shock. Of course, it shocked me when I first started watching his videos, but I got a kind of decent understanding. But to me, I think my main issue that's kind of, I'm having a hard time getting past is seeing your love for black people. I understand what you do, but you don't show any love for black people. How you ask your audience, do we love white people? Do you love black people?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, and what makes you say that?
Because I understand that they can't see and that they have identified with their color, and so as a result, they have joined a group based on color, and they're suffering in that group, and it's preventing them from standing apart from that group and see what's going on inside of them, because they have listened to lies for so long. And they don't know. They just don't know. And I'm hoping that, and some are now around the world, they hear the message of your problem is not race. Your problem is not your blackness. Your problem is that you got to forgive your mothers and return to the fathers. And in that, you shall be free.
Okay, I've heard you say that plenty of times, right? And that's actually, it's funny to me because it's like, as much as you talk about how black people or how we have a group thinking mentality, it seems like you have a group thinking as far as grouping all of them up. And you quick to say not all but most. Right. But it's like it's a big most with you though, it seems like. You know what I mean? It's like you don't you don't connect yourself with it at all. You say they, you say the blacks, you talk, it's like, of course, white people get a giggle out of it. I grew up in a white community. I grew up different than most black people. My grandfather actually was an entrepreneur. He grew up through the 60s and went through the time that you said that you grew up in. You know what I'm saying? Right. He died when he was 68 years old in 2004. He left us on 13 acres of land, family business, and all of that. So I understand what you're saying, but. My thing is this, though. I don't have that problem that you push on the black community as far as hating my mother. My grandfather was there for my mother. My mother loved him. My mother, did not push me away from my father. Although they weren't together, my father was very much in my life, and my mother very much wanted me to be around male figures. So I don't have any hate like that.
You forgave her?
The thing about it is, I went to a white school. I went to a predominantly white school, and I got into fistfights every year because of racial issues, people using the N-word. And no, it wasn't that I got so in my feelings because somebody called me a nigger, but it was one of those things to where I was forced to stand up for myself and others because of racial tension. I also had racist.
Let me ask you this because of time, and I do appreciate it. Have you forgiven your mother? You say you forgave her?
I didn't grow up with any kind of hate for my mother. We grew up in the church. My grandfather was a deacon. My uncle is a pastor. Like I have a strict background as far as family.
How old
and
are you?
God. I'm 38.
Oh, okay.
I was born in 1985.
And so you're saying that you forgave your mother. That's why you don't have no anger toward her at all.
No, I'm saying I was never put in a position to have to forgive my mother. I've had to tell you the truth. I've had to forgive what I've learned about the history of this country. You see what I'm saying? I'm a black man that
Let me ask you this first.
I've been through things, but I never let things stop me. So I understand how to beat adversity. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm not a blamer. I'm not a blamer of anything in this situation. I'm an overcomer. But at the same time, I can't say like, you know, Donald Trump is the best thing since sliced bread.
Did you
He's
forgive
better
your
than
father?
Joe Biden.
He's
better than Joe Biden.
Did you forgive your father?
My father has done nothing to me. My father has been there for me. My father has been there for me financially and been there for me mentally. He raised me. We went to church this past Sunday with my grandmother and my father. My mother lives in a different state now, and she's married. So it's nothing like that as far as I have to forgive. I'm not angry at anybody.
Your mother made not one mistake with you? She was perfect?
No one is perfect on this earth.
How about your mother?
And my mother, as far as raising me, she raised me in a way to where she loved me how she's supposed to. She made sure I was fed and clothed. She made sure I had the information that I need to succeed in life.
Was your mother perfect?
So my mother didn't hurt me as a child. I was never abused.
Was she perfect?
So as a mother, yeah, she was perfect. Yeah, she was.
She's the only person on earth other than Christ that was perfect. That's amazing.
No, I've already said nobody is perfect, but you're trying to get me to say that my mother
No, I'm not.
She's
No.
abused me. Yes.
I'm trying to conversation.
She raised me as a mother was. She raised me how Christ said she's supposed to raise me.
And so
she raised me like
she
that.
made no mistake with you at all?
No, she did. She made simple mistakes as far as here and there, but
Like
she
what,
didn't
for
make
an
any that
example?
impacted my life.
Like what was the one or two things that
No,
she
humanly mistakes. I'm saying she made mistakes as a person. As far as a mother, like she made sure I done what I supposed to do. She made sure I had what I need. So no, she didn't make any mistakes as far as raising me.
Ellie, I appreciate your call, man. Thank you. But yeah, I want all. I mean, I realize most people are not going to wake up.
I appreciate you. Listen, I appreciate you for taking my call, and I just
anytime,
I don't
man.
want you to do anything. I don't want you to do anything different. You know, you keep doing what you're doing. I'm not going to ever tell anybody to change their message.
Right.
But it's like I don't like white people laughing at us. I understand
When
that you
you
want
say
to guide
us
to where we need to go. I don't like white people laughing at us because
Why
they know
not?
what the hell they done. They know what's
Ellie,
going on through
Ellie,
history. No, listen.
Ellie.
They know what went on through history. They understand that the pain and hurt that we went through as a people that they inflicted. Yeah, we inflicted a lot on ourselves too, but they understand the pain and shit that they inflicted. All these systems and shit was put in place by them.
Ellie.
Amazing.
Ellie,
you don't want to listen to anybody but yourself. Run your show.
Let me ask
I hope
you
you
this.
post this on YouTube, man.
Hold on, Ellie. Hold on. Are you angry at the whites?
I'm not angry at anybody.
Are you angry at the whites?
I'm not angry at whites. No, whites haven't done
And
anything
so
to me that I couldn't overcome.
You don't want them
When
laughing at us, who is the us that you're referring to?
The blacks.
So you think that the whites are laughing at you?
Yes, in your comment section all the time.
And they don't even know you.
They're not laughing at me. They're laughing at your message.
Elliot.
They're entertained by your message because they love when you say the blacks. They feel you sound like one of them.
Elliot, if they don't know you personally, why do you think they're laughing at you?
I don't take it personal, my brother.
But why you get upset at them? Why do you get upset at them for laughing at? If they're laughing,
why do you get upset when people talk about Donald Trump?
I don't.
When people say, yes, you do.
No, I don't. I don't get upset one iota.
You get it. Yes, you do.
Oh,
when people
I'm telling you I don't, and you tell me I do. I can't prove to you that I don't.
Exactly, and you tell people that they need to forgive their mother when they don't. Some people need to forgive their father. Some people need to forgive
All
the
people
system
need to
that held
forgive
them
their
down.
father.
Some people need to forgive, some people need to forgive you for taking your message wrong and out of context. Because everybody doesn't have the same. Everybody is not a one size fits all thing out here.
Well,
some people get abused.
No.
Some people get, some people get in situations to where they have to overcome certain things, and some people not overcome it, sir.
Elliot, this is the one thing that applies to all of human beings. They must forgive if they want to enter into the kingdom of heaven within. If they want peace on earth, I don't care what color, how rich, how poor, what language. Well,
so we all need to forgive women.
All human beings have to forgive their mother and their fathers in order to return to peace. It ain't gonna happen
We
no
all
other
need to
way.
accept Jesus. The message in the Bible say you're supposed to accept Jesus in your heart, and that's how you will enter to the kingdom. No man will enter to the kingdom without accepting Jesus as their personal Savior. That's the message that we're supposed to be preaching.
And where
that's
is
the message
where is that in the Bible? You got to accept Jesus.
What you say?
Where is that in the Bible that you have to accept Jesus to enter the kingdom of heaven?
I mean, I'm not a preacher. I'm not a quote script. I'm not a scriptures quoter.
But where you just quoted that, where is that in the Bible that you have to accept Jesus to enter the kingdom of heaven? Just that only, not everything else in the Bible. You quoted that firmly. And where is
I
that?
said that's what it takes to enter the kingdom. I said
but where'd you
have
get
to
that?
believe the word and believe Jesus.
Where did you get that from?
That's what I was always taught.
But they taught you wrong.
Okay, thank you.
All right, buddy. Call me again, all right?
Where is it quoted in the Bible to where I have to forgive my mother? You tell me that.
Before you enter into the kingdom of heaven, you must go.
Where is that quoted in the Bible? Give me that scripture, please.
All who are born of the woman must be born of the Father.
What's that scripture?
I got to go, Elliot. Thank you. Call me again, buddy.
What's that scripture?
Okay. Call me again.
Amazing.
Amazing. What the? Thank you, man. Call me on Bible Thumper Friday. Bible Thumper Thursday. Super Chat.
I have books that are amazing, donated a diamond. JLP, please explain how to let go and let God, quote unquote.
When you doubt every thought, when you forget about the past or future which doesn't exist, you're letting go and the Father will take over. But you got to let every thought go. You got to become one. Amazing. Thank you.
Pocket Scoops on Rumble says, for if you forgive others their trespasses, your heavenly Father will also forgive you.
That's in the Lord's Prayer. And people pray the Lord's Prayer and still they don't forgive. Forgive me as I forgive others. But you're unwilling to forgive others. How will you be forgiven? You're unwilling to forgive. And you pray the Lord's Prayer. What the? Forgive me as I forgive others. It applies to all of human beings. This is one shoe that fit all. Amazing. Thank you.
Samson of LA on X. Are you really a soul and how do you know? Just a thought for a biblical question idea.
Thank you. Amazing.
Joey bought 3 coffees on buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk.
Nice.
Nice shirt, Jesse. Thumbs up. Can we get one? Question mark.
Soon, right, Hassan?
Amazing.
Soon and very soon. And we'll let you know. We'll make the announcement. We're working on it.
Punchy, Punchie.
Yeah, Punchy is not Y. It's Punchie. What the? But some takes spell.
What the?
That's all right.
It's a
He
country.
can do algebra.
He could do algebra?
Yeah.
You really think so?
I mean, he invented it.
What?
Algebra.
How he invented algebra?
Because he's Iraqi or Iranian or something.
Oh.
Iraqi.
I thought the blacks invented algebra.
No, the Muslims did.
Nobody did it. God did it.
Dawn donated a couple of Rumble rants. Donnie Girl's idea.
But we'll let you know. We'll announce it as soon as they're ready.
Sweet. The blacks showed me faith, and most of my life
What
I
a
thought.
horse.
That's what somebody is asking in the super chats.
Oh yeah, he's taking a break today. We were covering the bridge. He's going to help out on the bridge.
All right.
Stan 69 with his diamond said, "No little JLP. What kind of country western Tuesday is this?"
I know. What? No. So I have him on the shirt.
Double question mark.
we were working on some other things in the studio this morning, and the horse took a rest, and Jesse did too on the horse. Come on, man.
Donnie Girl's idea.
Thank you.
A couple of Rumble rants. The blacks showed me faith, and most of my life I thought gospel was only black music and not the story of the good news. Satan hates the blacks because they, the moral ones, lean on God's grace. Correct.
What?
Correct. From moral to faithful blacks. Amen. Says Dawn. Donnie Girl's idea.
What'd she say? That's a girl?
She's a gal.
What'd she say now?
The blacks showed me faith, and most of my life I thought gospel was only black music, not the story of the good news, because gospels are like the 4 stories about Jesus coming.
The gospel, the Bible?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And Satan hates
I
the
thought
blacks.
they meant gospel music.
Satan hates the blacks because they, the moral ones, lean on God's grace. The faithful ones. Correction. Not moral ones. Amen.
Okay. Though I don't understand it, thank you.
Thank you, Don.
Yeah, thank you, Don.
Henry Ford lives with the diamond. J words. Killed my Lord and Savior and still mock him.
What?
Jews. Killed my Lord and Savior and still mock him, says Henry Ford lives with the diamond.
You know who killed Jesus all the time?
The people who don't accept him.
Do you know who killed Jesus all the time, every day?
People with anger and judgment.
Absolutely. Anyone that has anger, anyone that hates their fellow man is killing Jesus. You're stabbing him every time. You know, amazing?
Mm-hmm.
You ever thought about that?
I've heard it in Christian songs.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyone that has anger is killing Jesus. Amazing.
Thank you, Henry
Thank you.
Ford lives.
Yeah.
Evgeny Crosby with a couple of diamonds. P. Diddy and Letitia James are on his jet eating ham hocks, watching church with Jesse Lee Peterson.
Ham hocks are so good.
Are they?
Oh. I haven't had it in a long time.
What are ham hocks?
Pig.
A joint on the hog's leg.
Yeah.
Or hog.
And the meat.
A pork knuckle.
And most of the time the meat is lean, you know.
The joint between the tibia and fibula.
It's delicious.
And the metatarsals of the
With
foot
some
of the
rice
pig.
and black-eyed peas, and some okra. Lord have mercy.
Where the foot was attached. So it's hog ankles.
Yep.
Aries 1 donated
Thank
a
you.
diamond, no message. Thank you, Aries 1.
Thank you.
Haiti Frank Kete. Jesse, please explain how a mom couldn't love her child.
Because she has no love. Thank you. I got to take a break. We'll finish when we come back. Amazing. Back in a moment. 1 more hour to go. Hate news coming up, not the fake news.
I just want to say thank you for everything that you do. You've absolutely changed my life for the positive, and I just want to thank you. I was 29-year-old beta, living at home with my mom, and just was living in fear and doubt, and I couldn't hold down a job, and then I found you, and I started listening, and I started just being more at peace, and I forgave my mom, and I forgave my father, and it's like right after that, everything just changed in my life, and I was able to get a good job, and I moved out, and I live on my own now, and everything has just changed, and I just want to say thank you, and I appreciate you for spreading that message. It really is a positive message.
Amazing. That's good, man. I want people to know God loves us in ways that there are no words to express because you have nothing to compare it to, right? Stay with the silent prayer. You haven't seen anything yet. It gets better.
Abortion pill hype, mifepristone, and the courts. What a mess. Social media ban over in Florida-based Ron DeSantis signed a bill into law. And Chick-fil-A is no longer going to say no antibiotics ever label on their chicken due to thanks, Obama, Biden, I'm guessing. This is the end of hour 2 of the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. It is Country and Western Tuesday, March 26th, AD 2024. JLP will be right back to your calls and more Super Chats and perhaps American Liberty, Bill Lockwood, patriotic pulpit. But first, Hake news on fake news. The far-left female-run outlet The Skim reports the so-called Supreme Court is hearing arguments today that could determine access, communist buzzword, to the abortion pill. The fate of mifepristone has been up in the air since last year when federal judges issued competing rulings about whether the abortion pill should be widely available. Since reauthorizing mifepristone in 2000, the year 2000, the evil FDA, Food and Drug Administration, has expanded access to the drug by allowing prescriptions via telemedicine and distribution by mail. Today, mifepristone accounts for more than 60% of abortions nationally and has been proven to be safe and effective, except not for the child, obviously, nor the father. Now, in its first major abortion case since overturning Roe v. Wade, the so-called Supreme Court is taking up arguments that could impact people's access to mifepristone. The so-called Supreme Court could reimpose the pre-2016 restrictions on mifepristone by reducing the window in which the drug can be used from 10 weeks to 7 weeks. The High Court could roll back telemedicine access or the pill's mail distribution, impacting individuals who live in states with abortion bans or restrictions. A ruling against the FDA could also lead to legal challenges against other approved drugs and treatments, like contraceptives and vaccines. Some abortion advocates, people who support killing the babies, reportedly say they'll continue to send abortion pills via the mail no matter how the court rules. Wow, defiant. Other medical professionals, they call themselves, say they'll switch only to giving patients the other pill used in medication abortions, misoprostol. You have to take 2 different drugs to kill the baby in the womb. Meanwhile, abortion opponents say the FDA's, at least that's what I understand. They say the pro-lifers say the FDA's eased restrictions shouldn't have happened and can pose a danger to women's health. They pretend like it's about women's health. It's about neither. The so-called Supreme Court's expected to issue the decision by the end of June. Since the Supreme Court overturned the ridiculous Roe v. Wade decision and rightly overturned it, the number of abortions has increased. Think of that. It's likely due in large part to medication abortion. Now the so-called Supreme Court could issue another monumental ruling affecting women's access to reproductive health care, which is, of course, a communist phrasing of what it actually is. Social media. Florida Republican Governor Ron DeSantis signed into a law on Monday banning children under the age of 14 from having their own social media accounts. The legislation makes Florida the latest in a string of states to pass laws restricting young Americans from accessing social media platforms, which are evil. States including Arkansas, California, Louisiana, Ohio, and Utah have pushed similar bills in recent months, regulating tech companies, citing safety concerns. Also in the social media industry, Trump Media and Technology Group, the owner of Donald Trump's struggling social media platform Truth Social, follow the Hake report there, announced it. Not that I post there. Announced they will make their stock market debut today. Marks the first time in almost 30 years that part of Trump's business empire is going public. Nice. Right on. Congrats. Chick-fil-A is going to stop using their no antibiotics ever label on their chicken, according to CNN, citing low chicken supplies. I say thanks, Obama, Biden. Chick-fil-A said they'll transition to sourcing chicken fed with antibiotics this spring. What a mess, huh? Listen to this, unchristian. The echoes of history are unmistakable in our current climate. That's from Steven Spielberg, saying he's increasingly alarmed over the rise in extremist views. But he's a Democrat, so who's he to talk about extremism? I'm James Hake. Now back to JLP, Hour 3.
To stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson. Good morning. Welcome to the third hour of the show already. That's amazing. It's the third hour. You can get involved by calling 888-7753-773, 888-77-JESSE. Brand new biblical question, and it is a doozy. What do you value in life? What do you value in life? Amazing, huh? We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on jesseleepeterson.com/show, jesseleepeterson.com/show. And if you are busy, you can always podcast the show, but you could be listening while you're doing whatever it is you're doing. No matter what, you can be listening on your iPhone or iPad by calling the listen line at 641-793-1500, 641-793-1500. And don't forget to follow us on social media. JLP Talk on X and Jesse Lee Peterson on Instagram, all right? Like, follow, ring the bell, subscribe. Y'all know what to do. Amazing. It's Tuesday. It's the third hour of Tuesday show. And every Tuesday is Country and Western Tuesday. Bring back, oh, bring back my country to me. Bring back my country to what the? me. Who let the dogs out? Amazing. Country and Western Tuesday. And I'm going to get to all of your calls here. It's the last Tuesday of the month. And every last Tuesday of the month, we have your friend, my non.
Great. I'm glad to be here with you.
Nice. Let me just ask my staff here. Sean, is it okay that Bill kind of way back and low?
You mean sit up higher?
He look fine? Okay, they said look fine, Bill.
Okay.
Yeah, they said look.
Maybe I need to sit up and quit slouching.
That's right. So, well, welcome, Bill. Good to see you again.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jesse.
I wanted to get into this amazing bill that they passed again, spending bill in D.C. But first, it's being reported that a boat ran into a bridge in Baltimore. Are you aware of that?
I did. I saw the news this morning. I sure did.
And what's your impression or ideas about that?
I don't know the breaking story. I'm not quite sure. I did hear someone mention the fact that the boat was not where it should be. So I don't know. I wondered if it was pilot error, but I don't know. I mean, that's all speculation.
Yeah.
But I'm Francis Scott Key Bridge. Of course, we're all familiar with it. But
yeah.
That is I guess it's a pretty catastrophic event. So I'm not sure.
Yeah. Amazing. Well, and again, I was saying earlier, I don't know either, but the imagination sure want to run wild with suspects and stuff like that, because of all the things that's happening in the country. And again, I don't know if we will ever know, because our media and government does not tell us the truth anymore. So we might not ever know what really, really happened.
Right. And when the truth does come out, if there is something that needs to come out, but if that does, it'll be years down the line when everybody has forgotten it and we'll be in another crisis. So just like the January 6th prisoners right now, I mean, you see, so much is coming out right now about the Biden administration unilaterally and strong-arming citizens who are there in Washington, D.C. on January 6th. And you know what? They're still rounding up people now, but some of the things are coming out now showing that they are completely out of control in the J6 committee, and they were covering up truth and they're covering up the facts of the case. And so, but it's just now coming out. So, you know what? But they're already on other crises.
Yeah, one after another, one after another. What a mess. And so
It is.
yesterday, the children of the lie thought that they would be bankrupting Donald Trump. And at the last minute, that didn't go the way that they thought it would go. As a matter of fact, Donald Trump, they lowered the so-called bail bonds that they had, and Donald Trump made more money yesterday. He is now, according to... He's now, according, I believe Bloomberg or somebody said that he's like one of the 500 most richest men in the world now. He got richer instead of poor.
Well, he's getting a lot of support also because I think people in America can see, especially in middle America, they can see that this is nothing but persecution of a political opponent. And that's exactly what Joe Biden is about. That's what the Democratic Party is about. They're simply persecuting their political opponents. And so the people in Letitia James's office, in Bragg's office in New York, same thing down in Georgia, they are hardwired into the Biden White House, and they are transferring information and assistance to one another because it is run by the Democratic Party and the same group that did put him up for impeachment twice when he was a president, and they tried all kinds of different methodologies to ruin the man, and they're still going on. And so also many Republicans, you know, it's a uniparty in Washington. And so many Republicans are on board with that, and it's so sad. But I think it does. I will say this. I think it portends things that will take place in the future if and when Donald Trump is reelected this fall. I just wonder, okay, exactly what is going to occur. And I think it portends violence and maybe secession from by the liberal states. Maybe so, but I don't know. But it doesn't look good. I
hope not. I mean... But,
well, you know what? They threatened it last time, and they're pulling out all stops right now to destroy the man.
Yeah.
So they have no compunction. They have no moral base at all, and they are continuing to try to destroy the man immorally, unconstitutionally. And so, what will they not stop at? So this is how California behaves. This is how New York behaves. And the Eastern Seaboard, basically. So this, I don't know what will they do. I don't put it past them. Say we're out of here. We're going to secede, as long as you give us foreign aid. By the way, so
yeah. You know what's interesting to me? I understand now where I didn't understand before, is that I do a lot of counseling as well, and we were all created by God, right? We're like created by God. But the way human beings treat each other is mind-blowing to me. The amount of hatred and destruction that human beings can bring upon one another in families and everywhere, in government, in the media. Human beings, it's like in the good old days, we were taught to treat everybody the way we would like to be treated. And it didn't mean we're going to always agree, but at least we pray for one another and we treat it instead of hating one another. And that's what with the blacks and the whites, right? Treat everybody the same. But that is out of the window now. You don't even hear about that anymore. Love your neighbor. You won't always agree, but don't hate one another. Don't be so cruel and nasty and try to destroy one another. It's like that is gone now, that whole idea. Pray for your enemy. It's gone now.
That is why socialism always turns into communism. Socialism is communism without the barrel of a gun. But socialism is the jettisoning of God from society. So when we started the welfare program, even though many people who name the name of Christ wanted to jump on the bandwagon and say that it is Christianity for the government to steal from one segment of society and give to another, even though they have jumped on that bandwagon, and that is anti-biblical, anti-God, even though that is the case, and our founding fathers made it unconstitutional. So even though that socialism has been in place for a while, it really deteriorates your belief in the Bible and the belief in God. So we have jettisoned God from society. We've kicked him out of society, out of the public square. And so now that's exactly what's happening. We have a country that is completely immoral as far as the leadership is concerned, and as far as the people who are policymakers are concerned, completely immoral, completely gone, godless. It's a godless country, even though middle America holds on to this is a God-founded country, and we believe in God, we believe in the Constitution, and we believe in the Bible specifically, but most of the country, that's the ones who are directing the operations, at least the ones who are pulling the levers, they have long since rejected God. So once that occurs, and now you have chaos in the streets, the next step is communism, which is, okay, we'll have a Napoleon Bonaparte come in and say, I'll give you peace, but I'll be the dictator.
Amazing. But it's even happening, and you're right about all that. I totally 100% agree. But it's as bad with the Christians toward one another and others as it is coming from our government. It's
Right.
hard to find Christians who truly love one another, who even in family, Christians are treating each other the same way that the secular world treat each other. What happened to don't they remember the love that we're supposed to pray for one another?
No, I guess not. So you might even note sometime the National Council of Churches website, which to which many churches belong, denominations belong to the NCC, but their laundry list of things they want done reads like the Socialist Party of America. It reads exactly the same way. They want more redistribution of money. They want open borders. They want people paying for the different things that the liberal left desire to have happen. And it's just like reading a socialistic website, but you're reading the National Council of Churches, to which many Baptist churches belong, many Black Baptist churches, Pentecostal churches, Methodist churches, Lutheran and Catholic churches belong. And they pour millions of dollars into the National Council of Churches. And this is the problem.
Amazing. I did a story, I guess it was yesterday, where in Boston, the black churches, some of the black churches in Boston are telling the white churches that they owe them reparation.
Right.
That the white churches owe the black churches reparation because of slavery. But they were saying because of some of those old churches, that those churches were owned by people who owned slavery. I couldn't believe that, but now I can believe everything, but I couldn't believe that was happening.
Yeah. Well, number one, what about the idea that churches should stay out of politics? You know what? That only applied to white churches, apparently, because all the churches get at tax time, like at this time of the year, we get all these notices from the IRS that you can't say anything or log in about any political issue in the pulpit, and you can't try to sway voters to go one way or the other because you're violating the separation of church and state, which is not part of the Constitution anyway. But you're violating all of that. Black churches never paid attention to that. They've always sponsored Martin Luther King days anyway.
Yeah.
They get out there and say, owe reparations on slavery. And by the way, slavery in the 19th century was a political issue. And many preachers that I know in the Restoration movement, trying to restore the New Testament church, would get out and preach against slavery in the slavery years, and they were told, quit preaching about this because that's a political issue. Anything is politics. If the other side doesn't want you to preach about it, it becomes political. But that's number one regarding the black churches on that. Number two, reparation. That is absolutely ridiculous. It's a stealing, it's theft of money. It's just a stealing of money. The idea of the Bible is, if a man doesn't work, neither let him eat. And that's Second Timothy chapter 3. Man doesn't work, or 2 Thessalonians rather. If man doesn't work, neither let him eat.
Yeah.
That is to say, I should make my own way by my own hands. I am not dependent upon other people. And we have forgotten that principle. Instead, we want to We want to demand that the white churches give money to the black churches and white people give money to blacks because of something that happened in history. That is anti-biblical.
Amazing. Because of time going by so fast, I want to ask you about this $1.2 trillion government funding bill on last Friday. According to the Hill at AP, the House approved a $1.2 trillion government funding bill Friday, sending the sprawling package to the Senate hours before the deadline. The bill now goes to President Joe Biden to be signed into law. What do you think about that bill and Marjorie Taylor reaction to it?
I think Marjorie Taylor Greene is right on this. I think that we have been betrayed by the Republican leadership on this. And here's the thing. We are always held hostage to the Democrats and the socialists' wish list of what we want to do. It doesn't do anything for border security. It doesn't do anything regarding strengthening where we need to be strengthened. They talk about it strengthens defense spending. The real defense is the southern border of the United States. We're being invaded. We're not stopping that at all. It just continues the same thing. So whenever you hear a Democrat such as Joe Biden or Chuck Schumer praise the bill, you ought to be, okay, something's wrong here. And one of the statements that Joe Biden made was, this is the investment of the American people in the future. The word investment, according to Democratic lingo, socialistic lingo, means we're going to steal from your pocket and give to other pockets, because this bill includes social engineering completely. There's over 1,000 earmarks in this bill that are social engineering, such as, I just have a list of some of these. $156 million for the Heartland City lesbian health LGBTQ community. It has $2 million for the Oregon hormone therapy, that is to help boys transition to girls and vice versa. It has $850,000 for the gay senior housing in Massachusetts, $400,000 for the Garden State Equality Education Fund, helping kids get gender transition and fund boys playing in girl sports, and using transgender restrooms. $1 million to the inner city Muslim network, which calls for the destruction of Israel. And all of this is in the name of defense. It is treasonous, and the idea that they continue to cram these things in to the package on some kind of deadline. And what Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House, did was he said, we're going to waive the 72-hour review of the bill because we have to do it. We have our backs against the wall on a deadline, so we're going to waive it. That is how. Here's what's happening. The Democrats continue to hold the Republicans hostage, and they hold us hostage by, you don't want to continue the government. You don't want to fund the military. And so they cram all of these social engineering, liberal policies, LGBTQ ideas into the bill. And then they say, well, you don't want defense. You know what? This is why it continues to go on. And this is why Washington, D.C. is out of control. We have $35 trillion in debt. We've increased the debt. We don't seem to be able to do anything to stop it. And I appreciate people like Chip Roy, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and our own representative Ronnie Jackson, and Pat Fallon from this area of Texas also, who stood against this. But this is what's happening. And it is absolutely an atrocity that this goes on.
They also, in the bill, they have $15 million to pay for Egyptians' college tuition.
Exactly.
Can you imagine that?
So not only are these all unconstitutional, and a constitutionalist should be against it, but these are ungodly practices such as the ones of the LGBTQ. But we have no business funding foreign people go to school. We don't have any business giving money to our own students to go to school.
Yeah,
that's taking money out of my pocket, let alone to Egyptians. This is so completely out of control, and this is why the mainstream America is sick and tired of Washington, D.C., and this is why we call it the swamp. because we continue to be held hostage to the uniparty in Washington, D.C. And I've heard Republicans, Jesse, get on the air and say, well, we have to do it. And Marjorie Taylor Greene's out of control because she wants to vacate the speaker's chair. Well, you know what? Marjorie Taylor Greene is in the right. Yeah. Chip Roy is in the right. I don't know if they all want to vacate the chair, but they do. They are standing up and saying, we are wronging the American people by this. And anytime Chuck Schumer, the socialist, or Joe Biden, the communist, says, I like it, you better believe we better be against it.
That's right. According to appropriations.senate.gov, $650 million to state and local governments and non-governmental organizations that partner with federal personnel at the border to provide life-saving humanitarian assistance, whatever all that means. But I want to play for the audience, and I'm sure you heard it already, but for the audience that might not be aware of what Marjorie Taylor said, this is from the New York Times. Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene of Georgia took the first step toward ousting House Speaker Mike Johnson, filing a resolution calling for his removal after he pushed through a spending bill that enraged the hard right. This is a compilation. Watch this, Bill.
No Republican in the House of Representatives in good conscience can vote for this bill. It is a complete departure of all of our principles, especially if you call yourself pro-life. This bill funds full-term abortion. This is not a Republican bill. This is a Chuck Schumer, Democrat-controlled bill. This is the bill that the White House cannot wait to sign into law. This is the bill that rips our border wide open and tells every single person in over 160 countries around the world they can invade our country, they can run over our Border Patrol, they can run over our Texas National Guard, they can come in, rape our women, murder our people, and squat and take over our homes. This is an atrocious attack on the American people. The Speaker of the House should not bring it to the floor, and this bill should not pass. But we need a Speaker of the House that knows how to negotiate, knows how to walk in the room, knows how to hold the line, and knows how to defend America first and the values and the policies that President Trump will bring the next.
Amazing. Why? Is that amazing?
Yeah. I would like to ask anybody, what did she say that was wrong?
Right.
That she's exactly right. This is precisely what the bill does. This is precisely what they passed. So what are people who are pro-life, pro-America, pro-Constitution, what are we to do? Continue signing these things, passing these things with a chock full of the Democratic, socialistic, communistic, LGBTQ wish list. This is absurd. And this is how Washington, D.C. are an example of how it is broken.
What is preventing these people from passing single resolution bill? Why does it have to be such a big, all this stuff?
Exactly. So the Democrats control Congress, they control Washington, and as far as I'm able to tell, they saw the budget shortfall coming up, and they've seen it for a long, long, long time, Jesse. So they wait until the very last, and they saw, well, we have to support our defense spending, and we have to support our military. But they don't push the bill through way back yonder. They push it through at the very last moment when we're about to go into arrears on the payments, and so we're about to shut the government down, and so they throw everything on the kitchen wish list into it, and then they say, well, if you don't pass it, you Republicans, then you're against defense spending. As a matter of fact, in The Hill has an article about it, and The Hill said, well, the number one thing is it supports defense spending. Number two, it supports the border control. All that's nonsense. It's nonsense. It doesn't do that at all. Sending more money, for example, to the border, that Biden doesn't need more money.
Right.
He needs the will to support American law, which tells us that every illegal crossing the border is to be apprehended and he is not to be turned loose into the United States. And every person coming in must come in through the port of entry.
Yep.
That's the law already. They don't have a will to do it. They don't want to do it.
Right.
And incidentally, Jesse, Joe Biden recently confessed he could shut the border down if he wanted to. And he said, well, here's the bill we want passed. And that is, you let 5,000 people in per day into the United States, and then I'll shut the border down after 5,000 people per day. So every day we'll shut it down after 5,000. What he's confessing, we can shut the border down. He doesn't want to. No Democrat wants to. They want to destroy America, absolutely destroy it. And Marjorie Taylor Greene is spot on.
Matter of fact, had Joe Biden continue what Donald Trump had already set up concerning the borders, we would be fine right now. The wall,
we
completed the wall, enforced the throwback Mexico laws and all that kind of stuff, border laws. We wouldn't be in this. All he had to do is just continue what Donald Trump was already doing.
And here's the funny thing. The Mexican president now, Obrador, joins hands with Joe Biden, telling Texans, no, you can't do this. This is not according to your law. We're not going to let you do this. We are not going to take these people back. They're going to bring them up through Mexico, let them come in the United States, and Obrador says, no, you can't turn them back here. And same thing with, so he joins hands with Joe Biden to tell Americans, hold us hostage, and tell us how we're going to do things. So we have Mexico kicking us in the kneecap, telling us, here's what you will and will not do. How do you like that, America?
That's amazing. And then he said, if y'all give us some money, we'll help you. We'll play with you.
Okay, now he says, that's right, not only give us money, but you're going to give money to Nicaragua, you're going to give money to Colombia, you're going to give money down there. I'll tell you what, this is the Democratic wish list. I've read this for 20 years, that this is how the socialists, aka Democrats in America, want it to be done. Not only spread the wealth around to all citizens of America, that is, take money out of your pocket, give it to me, but also take money out of our pockets. And, well, the problem is in Colombia, they have a bad economy. So let's go kick in $1 billion to that economy so they'll quit coming up here. That's Kamala Harris's thing. That's what they've always said.
Yeah.
It's unconstitutional, but it ignores. We have spent trillions and trillions and trillions of foreign aid, every dollar of which is unconstitutional, and we are just continuing to be hoodwinked by the socialist in charge.
Let me take a quick break. When I come back, I want you to give the folks your, can you turn it down a little bit or something? I want you to give the folks your information. Quick break, 888-775-3773. Back in a moment. Okay, welcome back. 888-775-3773. I'm going to get to you guys' calls here in a minute. I want to, the Hake report is coming up at the top of this hour. The Hake, Hake report.com from 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific time. And James Hake is on fire. The guy with the good hair. And then Joel Friday TV, he black. At 11 a.m. Pacific time from 11 to noon. And the American Anchor Baby. The Anchor Baby is at 12 noon. Energy given to him by God. Amazing. So that's the lineup. I'm talking with one of the smartest white men on this side of heaven, Bill Lockwood. And Bill, give out the folks your website, how they can help you, and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, thank you for that, Jesse.
Yeah.
Well, the podcast that I do is Patriotic Pulpit. Patriotic Pulpit, it is on Amazon Music app as well as the Spotify app, and that's where you can find that. I do have a website called American Liberty with Bill Lockwood. It simply exists so that you might donate if you care to donate. There's a donate button on there. And so that's the website. So American Liberty with Bill Lockwood. And so then also I have Bible studies with Bill Lockwood because I preach in the pulpits of the Churches of Christ. I'm at Iowa Park Church of Christ. That's Iowa Park. So it's iowaparkcoc.org. And that's the website, but it's Bible studies with Bill Lockwood. They put that up separately. And all my sermons are up there, plus my articles on the iowaparkcoc.org. So that's a lot of websites and a lot of places to go to, but Patriotic Pulpit, American Liberty with Bill Lockwood, Bible Studies with Bill Lockwood, and also iowaparkcoc.org.
And so if they went to one of those primary websites, they can find all the other information there?
Well, you know what? They can find the information primarily at iowaparkcoc.org, regarding my preaching, right? But Bible Studies with Bill Lockwood, that's they can find the sermons there. They can go there. We're doing a series right now in the book of Romans, and so I'm in Romans chapter 4, finishing up this Sunday, and then we'll be going through the book of Romans, Lord willing, for the next several months. So at any rate, they can follow that there.
Okay. I want to ask you quickly, then I'm going to have to run here.
Okay.
Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House, they just got rid of one person and put Mike there because they thought Mike would be better than the person they just got rid of. But Mike seemed to be the same guy. Why did they think Mike would be better?
Well, I don't know really the reasoning that they had on that. I think that Mike Johnson came seemingly out of nowhere, and he's
right.
I know that he's I know he's a conservative, but the problem with these conservatives is they collapse under the pressure of Washington, D.C., and that's exactly what we've seen happening apparently with Mike Johnson as well. He just collapsed under the weight of this because they didn't want the negative press, because the Democrats and the Democratic mouthpiece, that is the mainstream media, paint it always as the Republicans are holding up funding the government. They're going to shut the government down, and our military are not going to be funded, and we're not going to be able to fund all the projects that we do unconstitutionally. So, they paint it that way, but in truth, they cram everything they can into the bill, and because that's how the mainstream media always paints it. Okay, they're against the military. They're against the borders of the United States because here's money going down to the border. Well, they're not seeing really what's happening, and the mainstream media knows it, but they paint it that way.
Do you have any suggestion as to who they should put in place of Mike Johnson as Speaker of the House?
No, I don't. I personally like our representative, Ronnie Jackson. He's a strong conservative, and he stands up to all of this. He voted against this resolution. So also Pat Fallon, but Pat Fallon's a newbie up there, but they're both from North Texas. But, and I like Marjorie Taylor Greene. You know what? She's fiery. We need that kind of Patrick Henry style people up there, but we don't have many of them.
Yeah.
And I like people like that, but at any rate, I don't have any particular suggestion. They would all probably nix those, but that's that's my idea.
Are you going to ever run again?
No.
It's done?
Right. You know what? for one thing, I don't have the energy to pour into it. It takes a tremendous amount of energy to do that, and I would have to drop my preaching. I'd have to drop all the podcasts that I do. I'd have to drop everything and do that full time. And so I did that for a while when I ran for county commissioner, as you know, about 15 years ago. But that took a tremendous amount of time, and I discovered things about the political process that I was not happy with. And I thought, boy, that is underhanded. But anyway, that's kind of how I see it.
One quick and final question. And you didn't know I was going to ask you this, so if you don't want to respond, you might not be up on it, about it. I saw in the media, and I'm not going to be able to say everything precisely as he said it, but I saw where this guy, Chuck Schumer, you know who he is, right?
Let's see, Chuck Schumer. Oh, yeah, that's the head communist of the in the Senate, right?
It sounds like, and maybe I'm black and I'm slow, so I could be missing it. It sounds like he's suggesting that Netanyahu step down.
Right. Okay. So what I saw that this is so frustrating to patriots and to people who are constitutionalists. He is interfering in a foreign country's election and the foreign country's political process. The Democrats and Republicans have been doing that nonstop ever since the time of Woodrow Wilson and FDR. We've been sticking our nose where it ought not belong. And Benjamin Netanyahu had two advisors that were planning to come to the United States. When he saw that, he said, don't go. We're not going to go. Because what's happening is the Biden administration, Chuck Schumer, of course, one of his lackeys, is actually showing its hand, showing that they are against Israel. They're against another country. And so they're against Netanyahu. So I'm going to say this. I am not for foreign aid. I don't believe that we have constitutional authority for $1 of foreign aid to another country. I know that many people are going to disagree with that regarding Israel. But at the same time, I'm going to say we have no business sticking our nose into their business in their political internal affairs. But Chuck Schumer did so. And they have no compunction not to do that. They have no reason not to, because they've been playing world government for so many years that they think they control everything. And that's why this house of cards is going to collapse.
Obama did the same thing.
Obama did the same thing in Ukraine.
Netanyahu.
That's one reason we have the mess in Ukraine right now. He did the same thing in Ukraine. He did the same thing in Israel. He did the same thing in all of these countries. He can't control our own country except through communism and socialistic programs. And then he sticks his nose everywhere in the world and causes trouble, causes problems, causes chaos. And that's exactly what Chucky Schumer did.
What a mess. The U.S. also reportedly abstained from a vote in UN that called for an immediate ceasefire. Normally, the U.S. would vote against that, according to CNN.
Right. So, in other words, they are in favor of the ceasefire. And so this is kind of funny. I saw that Kamala Harris said that she studied the maps. And so I thought, it's like she's in a ninth grade geography course, and she studies the maps, and she's going to tell us what the map is all about over there and what needs to be done and who's ceasefire. We have no business doing that. Israel was attacked. Israel has the right to defend itself, and we have no business via the UN to tell them to stop firing or stop what you're doing. And this is the UN. We need to get out of the United Nations, Jesse. This is a treasonous organization.
Yeah. I think the reason that they're doing this with Israel, because they try to, over here, they've been having the Palestinians going against them and protesting and yelling.
Yeah.
And they need their votes. The Democrats need the Palestinian votes over here. And I think they're trying to appease that so that they can stay in office.
Yeah, that's why that's why we've broken down the immigration barriers in this country, so we can have all these people come in from these third world countries to support the Democrats, and that's what's going on now too.
Yeah, amazing. Bill, I gotta run, Bill.
Okay, yeah, you bet, Jesse.
It's been amazing. And I want the people to go to Patriotic Pulpit Podcast on Amazon Music app and Spotify. Donate at AmericanLibertyWithBillLockwood.com. Go to Bill preaches every Sunday at Bible Studies with Bill Lockwood on YouTube and ourpartcoc.org. Amazing.
Right.
Amazing. Thank you, Bill. I appreciate it,
Thank you,
man.
Jesse.
All right.
Hey, enjoy being with you as always.
Same here. Thank you, Bill.
Bye-bye.
Bye now. Amazing. Check it out for and help him. Help Bill. Amazing. I want to go 888-7753-773. 888-77-JESSE. Jesse. Let me go to Mike, a first-time caller out of Michigan. Mike, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
And it's incredible. Been watching this show forever. It's the most amazing show. It should be on TV too, right after some other kind of show.
Thank you. Thank you, Mike.
You and Hake and all your crew and everything. And I love the way you wear Jesus.
Thank you, Mike. Amazing.
I'm a revert. I reverted back to being a Baptist. I live right next door to Dearborn, Michigan, so I've always gone past mosques and everything my whole life. I thought I was going to be a Muslim, but then October 7th happened, and I realized how ignorant that was.
So what made you decide that, why did you think you wanted to be a Muslim?
Well, because, my whole life, I lived right across the street from the second mosque in the world. It's the American Muslim Society right there on
okay.
Road.
Okay.
And I always wanted to know what's going on, and I kind of had doubts about different things, but now I'm a recovering Baptist. I don't know what to call it.
Right on. Well, I appreciate that, Mike. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Bernie.
What else?
That's it. I got to run, but thank you. I appreciate it. Super chat. Super.
Super chats. Gaver ZX6R bought a coffee. You say not to wish ill will against anyone.
Right.
But you wish death to some by supporting a death penalty. Please explain. Much love to you, Jesse. You've helped me a lot. Thumbs up emoji.
If someone take your life, someone else's life, and it's not in self-defense, it's innocent. The law is that they have to give their life for taking their life. And so I'm in support of that because now I'm not as being honest since the courts are so screwed up and corrupt and innocent people being found guilty when they're not. So I'm not totally in support. I mean, because of that, I'm not. But it's a deterrent to keep people from killing one another for no reason. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Also on buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk, Star Sion, 3 coffees. Good morning, Jesse. Cowboy smiley emoji. You're right. Anyone can get a degree now. Don't have to put in that much effort. Have you ever in the past life encountered white people who looked at you as if you're beneath them and they're better than you? That you're just a Negro country bumpkin? Howdy, cracker honky hake. Cowboy emoji.
Good morning, Sion. And no, when I moved out here to L.A., I definitely didn't do that in Alabama growing up. But when I moved out here in L.A. and I started listening to Jesse Jackson and Louis Farrakhan and those people, I believed the lie that white people were looking down on me, they didn't like me, they were trying to hold me back because of my color. And so I would see things that were not happening. Because when you're angry, you see things that just are not there in your own mind and everything. But when I dropped the anger, I realized that was not true. But in Alabama, I did not see that at all because I was not taught to hate in Alabama. I was not taught to be angry at anyone, but to treat everyone the way I would like to be treated. Pray for your enemy. And I think the older people understood what was happening better than I did at that time because I was young. Thank you, Sion, and good morning.
Canadian Call Me Mike bought a coffee, or Call Me Mike. He's spelling it differently now. Hi, Jesse. Here's an update on the day 2 of dropping my morals and values. I'm now a fentanyl addict. I learned Spanish overnight, and I'm taking a trip over the U.S. border. Hopefully authorities will think I'm Mexican and give me free housing in a New York elementary school. I didn't have Wi-Fi this morning, but thanks to God, I can still listen to the show by calling the listen line at 641-793-1500. Blue heart emoji and salute emoji.
Amazing. Amazing. Thank you.
3 coffees from Amazing Asia. Hey, Jesse, so my husband and I decided not to call in today. I now realize I called in trying to form an army to get you on my side, and it was evil. Being that my husband respects you, I figured that if I could get you to say what I wanted you to say, he would listen to you. I was trying to control him with my evil, manipulative female way. Still working on myself. As long as I'm able to see it, I'll be fine. Thanks for all you do. Amazing counseling service.
Right on. We have the best counseling service on this side of heaven by phone, Skype, or walk-in, family, individual, whatever. And I've been really busy counseling too. Everybody and their mama around the world. Go to rebuildingtheman.com, rebuildingtheman.com, or call 800-411-BOND, 800-411-2663 to make an appointment. Thank you.
WD-41 donated.
I'm glad you did that. I'm glad you saw that. And you don't want to build an army. You want to always stand alone. All right? Right on.
Ninja Greene from WD-41. You got to know how to twitch. Starts twitching.
You got to know how to rumble.com too. Amazing.
Yep.
Thank you.
Twitch.tv/JLP Talk.
Oh, we on Twitch, right?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Don't forget to Twitch. What? Thank you.
Stan69 with a diamond. No, well, I already read that one about no little JLP. What kind of country western Tuesday is this? But he did appear in the third hour.
We ask, and you shall receive. Amazing. Thank you.
3 coffees from the Key. Biblical question answer. I value the.
What do you value in life?
I value the truth. When hiring talent for my company, one question I would close with is, tell me 5 values you live by that positively contribute to your work ethic. It was telling to see how many adults couldn't name any values they live by, or they told me what they valued, which was usually tied to family, health, wealth. Very telling. Smoke and choke on that for lunch.
So they will ask the potential employee that?
Yeah.
Employee? Oh,
what
yeah?
5 values you live by.
Amazing. Thank you.
Soul Conscious bought 3 coffees. Jesse, most married women that I have met tend to have very weak beta husbands. It does not look like women want strong men. What do you think about that?
One thing for sure. Now, there are women that's so wicked to the core that they don't want it. But most women want strong men. It's in their nature to desire that. They will accept a weak man to control them and destroy him, but they prefer men to be strong, to not need them, to not love them with human love. They prefer that, really. And in the same way that you would need Christ to be strong, you don't want a weak Christ, right? So, same thing. Thank you.
Also on Buy Me a Coffee, someone says, Jesse, after hearing about Trump, I think it's about time to play If by Rudyard Kipling.
That's a good idea. We'll do that tomorrow. Make note of that, producer. I like that. Very good idea.
Donnie Girl's idea, follow-up Rumble rant. Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore goes back to the eventual inspiration for the Star-Spangled Banner. Evil loves symbols to tear down. Sorry for my confusing rants. She gave some Rumble rants about God and blacks and faithful and Satan.
Oh, okay. All right.
Thank you, Don.
Thank you, Don. Appreciate it.
Cactus Eater Bear with a diamond. Bill is amazing today.
Yep.
Beta Legs with
Bill
a diamond.
Lockwood on fire. Thank you.
Tell him Large Marge sent ya, says Beta Legs.
Thank you.
Henry Ford lives with the diamond. Lockwood makes the Jews retreat to the sewers, he says.
Okay.
The Key bought a coffee.
Thank you. I don't quite understand, but okay.
Jesse, what does light and dark have in common? Most say nothing, but the truth is both have the power to influence. Light and dark having in common.
Have the power to influence in what way?
I don't know. He doesn't say anything. He doesn't elaborate.
Oh, okay. Not sure, but thank you.
Lori bought a coffee. Last night, my husband was eating, and all of a sudden he gets grossed out by random thoughts as he's eating. I told him the devil is messing with him, because why would he think of something nasty when you're trying to eat, paying attention to little things like this is helping him wake up. Thank you, Jesse.
Amazing. Amazing. Thank you.
And thank you, guys. I do believe that is all for now.
Amazing. Thank you all.
Oh, did we open the treasure chest? I forget.
Oh, the treasure chest, I forgot. It's now open on D-Live, the treasure chest.
Nice.
I had planned to do it as soon as I let Bill go. It slipped my mind. You black.
Same. All right.
Thank you, Hake.
Yep.
And thank you all. Let me go quickly. There's a line open, 888-77-53773. Let me go to Francois. A first-time caller out of California. Francois.
Oh, my God, man. Like, my name is not that hard to pronounce, but...
Francois.
How you doing, Mr. Peterson?
Are you from, all this well, are you from Europe?
Well, I am Haitian.
Oh,
so
you
I'm not
are?
from Europe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
amazing.
My best friend is Hillary Clinton.
Oh, I bet.
I know, right?
What a mess.
So I'm a veteran. I hope you put this out, right? I'm a veteran. I'm trying to join the police department, and they won't hire veterans.
They won't
They're
hire?
not hiring. Yeah, man, they're giving hard times for veterans. We got to take. Everybody takes the polygraph, which doesn't make sense because the polygraph is not held accountable in court. So why we got to take it?
So,
anyway.
So did they say we're not hiring vets, or they just turn you away in a sneaky kind of a way?
Kind of like a sneaky kind of way.
That's amazing.
That's what it is. Yeah, but guess what, though? They'll get their numbers up with the illegal immigrants.
Yeah.
They're going to hire the illegal immigrants. They're going to need some the police, and they're going to hire the illegal immigrants. Watch what I tell you. This is real bad, man. This is real bad. I'm about to leave California.
I don't know if they're doing that yet, but I would not put it past them to hire illegal aliens over the American citizens. I would not put. Our government is so bad now. I would not put that past them, man.
I know. I think you need to start the TNT, Trump's Tuesdays and Thursdays. That's what you need to do.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, what a mess, man. What a mess.
I know. What are we going to do?
I know. And you say you're going to leave California as a result?
I'm thinking so. I'm going to leave, man, because I've applied for several police departments. I'm about to apply for the sheriff's department, and if I don't get hired from the sheriff's department, I'm out of here. You seen the bridge, right? You see what happened with the bridge yesterday?
I saw that. Yeah, we reported on that. And you are a vet. That's a mess, man. Yeah. They should be encouraging all the vets to come on down. We need you. And they need to bring back the normal police and everything. Francois,
they need to.
Thank you so much, but I'm running out of time. But call me again. I wish you well. Let me know how it goes when you apply the other one.
All right, appreciate it.
All right, buddy. What a mess. What a mess. West Covinian Police is hiring, I'm told. I think LAPD too, but you can't be the right person. I'm out of time. I can't take any more calls or super chats for today. If the Lord is willing and the creek don't rise, I'll be back tomorrow. Get on that straight and narrow, folks. You got to work on you as an adult. And I'm telling you, you can be free of fear and all the stuff that you carry in your heart, but you got to forgive. Forgive your mama, forgive your daddy. All human beings, there's not one exception, must forgive in order to enter into perfect peace. Do the silent prayer, work on you. Thank you for your support. Hake is coming up now, thehakereport.com. And after the Hake Report, Joel Friday TV, he black. And after Joel Friday TV, the American Anchor Baby. Take care, folks. Bill Lockwood was on fire today. Amazing! You can podcast it if you didn't hear it live. Take care.
Look, stand up, we got fighting to do. We gotta show him who boss. He put a Viking in you, he put that lightning in you, igniting the truth. But you beg and blame and lie and hate and never wanna stand for the truth. So what you planning to do? You understand in the lose. You better go talk to your mama, better stop all the drama, better drop all the trauma. Boy, you better stand up, man up. Put your hand up and hut. Cause if we don't, then we lose, and then we gotta hear the fake news. Whoa.
So you get something went wrong, but face the truth about yourself and just seek first God's kingdom, cause you must know thyself so you get something went wrong, but face the truth about yourself and just seek first God's kingdom, cause I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way.
So, here's what I recommend. I invite you to download my silent prayer, and I want you to start doing it. You just download it, get the points of how to do it, and then after a while, you just do it on your own. It's going to point you in the right direction that your life will be returned to you from God. He will give you your life back, because anyone and all people who has anger, they're not themselves. You are the person that you are angry at. That's why it's so important to get to know yourself so that you can see who you're angry at. And if you're doing the hooping and hollering prayers and things like that, some people get up, oh, praise the Lord, hoop and holler, bless my mama, bless my daddy. Continue to do it. Do both. You will see if you want to stay with the hooping and hollering, or do you want to be still and know God. So my gift to you, no charge, at rebuildingtheman.com/church. I noticed after a while that when these guys overcome their anger, they have amazing ideas about starting a business, but because they've been told that if you don't get a loan from the bank, or if you don't have a 5-year plan, or if you don't do this, and it's just simply not true, it's the first step. With faith, then all things are possible. So, but the most important thing is to return to the Father. That yearning that you have, that emptiness, that void, is not for more stuff. It's not for more friends. It is a return to the Father, because there's no way you can return to God and be angry at your earthly father. So thank you all so much, right? People around the world donated to Bond at rebuildingtheman.com, or they call 800-411-2663, and we're still committed to pointing the right way for men and women to return to the Father.